What up? We're supposed to be talking about the Leafs being over, but the game is not over. So
no, and it looks like Florida's losing their legs here in the third. I don't know. If I had to put a bet on it, I'd say Toronto wins this game.
I think we're going to see a game 6.
It looks
I think
like
we're going to be a happy Rico.
I
told Rico he was watching the game over to friends. I said, dude, just take your time. No worries.
Because the way Florida plays, and I mentioned this already doing the live cast, the way Florida plays, I don't think they'll be able to beat Carolina for sure. And if there was any team ripe to lose 4 in a row, Florida's it. The way they play, their defense is, their forwards work for their defense. They beat the crap out of everybody as much as they possibly can. And they got to 3 games on that, and Florida, kind of seemed like they were just waiting it out almost.
If the Leafs win this game, they're coming back to win the series.
I'm thinking maybe. I wouldn't go 100% on that, but I think
they get knives back game 7, game 6, game 7. I'll tell you right now, though, I think they should look to trade Marner for a scoring winger. It feels like they don't need the guy they can't trade. Like they need like a Nick Backstrom. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know. Marner needs like a Barkov. Marner's like he needs he needs Tom Wilson, Ovechkin on his line. Like he'd be perfect. I just see him in Washington just tearing it up. I like him so much. I would play him at center. But he doesn't play center with Toronto most of the time because Matthews and Tavares, right?
Yeah, so, I think they need guys like Bertuzzi.
Bertuzzi would be a good signing for them. Yeah, they need grit but skill on that line with him.
Yeah.
If Marner gets pushed around, there's someone there to kind of fight back. Anyway, the Leafs should be winning this. They should have won this game. They got the tying goal right there. It's plain as day. I don't know, man. Like I did a ticket right away. I saw it go in. Like live, I saw it go in. You can see from the front side angle before the ref. All they're showing on ours is the after the shit. But the forward stuff, there's video evidence on Twitter. It's a goal. I will show you. Let me show you what I got. Here, let's see. It's let's see. See if I've got. Okay, I don't have it. But if you go on Twitter and look, I've seen a bunch of views from the first shot. It's clearly over the line. And to me, this is solved with the chip inside that says, because you could see where his pad was. They're saying all this stuff. It's garbage. To me, it's a goal. I know the rules of hockey, and the referees fucked and bungled this from the get. They bungled it from the get. It's a goal. I don't see how it's not a goal. Oh, we got people in the chat. I'm sorry. Big OT coming. Yep, that's for sure, man. We weren't planning on being live for this. But the angles I saw, man, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs have a fucking grievance here, man.
Yeah, probably. They probably do. I do know that before the playoffs started, they sent it out to everybody that unless it's like absolutely egregious, they're going to take the side of the referees on all calls. They said,
and I get it, but that I gotta tell you, I think the refs have just been making irrelevant, pointless calls. I think this Vegas Edmonton series is a great example. Pietrangelo goes to take old boy's wrist off. In my opinion, it was a soft slash. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
the stick went up. But people are crying like it's the fucking worst thing they've seen since Marty McSorley. Shut the fuck up.
That's why only
You
gets
don't know what you're talking about. It didn't injure him. If you think if Petrangelo, a guy who's like 6'3", wanted to hurt a guy with his stick, he could do it. He did not intentionally hurt him.
You said
that was a soft ass slash. I'm so tired of hearing you cry. He should have gotten nothing. Nurse should not be suspended either. But I'm saying neither guy should be suspended. And
it was a bad look, so he got a game.
It looked terrible on television.
Yeah,
but it was not.
That's why he got a game.
Yeah, I mean, Nurse got the game for the thing. They didn't overturn that either, so it's.
Yeah, and I think that's why Nurse got the game, because they could give him a game even though they didn't think he deserved a game, but you could take one off from either side. See?
It's just politics. It just feels like if the officials would have called like half the cross checks Edmonton's got away with on Mark Stone and other players, they would not have had this problem. And that's the thing. Edmonton's getting soft calls and Vegas is getting mugged and they're not getting the calls they should be getting called. And if they were just calling it up the middle the way they should, instead of having the Canadian Jesus on the team, but that's not what they do. They fucking have to call it one-sided. I know this because as a Caps fan, I watched him do it with Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby slash a dude's finger off. The other guy would get a penalty. And I saw it. I saw where he would take one of the worst slashes, and I'm not even talking about when he was playing my team. I'm just saying, like, it is what it is. They need to balance out the officiating. There should not be anybody from his fucking hometown ever reffing a game when he's in it. Sorry, that's just the way it should be. And there needs to be a multitude of Russian, Czech. I want to see a ton of different refs. We need to mix this up. It's become too North American based. And this is the problem this year. They're afraid to make calls. It's been awful. I've enjoyed 2 playoff games in the second round. I don't know about you.
Well, I've enjoyed them all.
Pearlo, I don't want to watch a 6-1 fucking second round game, bro. Because Edmonton got 8 fucking power plays. Give me a fucking break. You know and I know if you call a game, you could call it both ways. Each team evens out in the end. It's probably the way it should have been called, right? I mean, both teams are taking liberties, especially in the playoffs. So why in the F can they not remember that? Like, that used to be the thing. I just don't understand what the fuck is going on that we are now reinventing the wheel. You don't have to call the McDavid got breathed on call. Call the shit that matters to the game. It feels like they're calling stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the play. It's away from the play, or it's soft as shit. It's in the neutral zone or in the O zone on the offending player as an offensive zone. Those to me are like, are you kidding me? Unless it's like interference and it leads directly to a goal. What are you doing? Like, and why aren't you calling this stuff when it matters the most? And they've just bungled this. And then the guys that they hired to do these things in studio, like we got Don Kaharski and Dave Jackson on ESPN, and both of them are just slobbing on the referee's knobs, and they're totally wrong. It's like, you know the call is wrong. You're not getting paid to agree with these guys anymore.
That's not true.
Why are you calling these fucks on their terrible officiating?
I'm sorry, but that's not true. Awful. They are told to be light on the referees. They're told that.
Well, yeah, it's very clear to me that is at 100% the case. So I'm with you on that. It's going to be interesting, man. So is the OT? We're in the OT now. We're in the OT.
And Edmonton
I did not anticipate to do this. I don't normally do play-by-play. That's not part of our thing.
We're not doing play-by-play. We're just watching.
Well, I will do a little bit for the people that have come in and tried, because I'm not trying to take away. But you have to understand, I'm usually behind because I'm streaming. So I've got 19:04 left in overtime. So you guys are probably a little bit ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm 18:37.
Yeah,
Jeez.
you're about well, if you're on cable or satellite, you're just going to be faster than me. And
Yeah.
I'm also farther away than
Oh,
from so that can all distance does affect the stream. People don't understand if you stream, the farther you are away from the actual event. So when I'm on the East Coast, everything I'm up to date usually. I'm faster than most people, but so
I'll tell you one thing. When Toronto's skating, like it's sort of like the Seattle Dallas series. When Toronto's skating at their absolute peak and at their peak quickness, Florida doesn't have a chance.
yeah,
But
I mean, I'll just say this: I actually like Florida's D over Toronto's D. Outside of Morgan Riley, there's nobody really has impressed me with Toronto. They've had some problems on the back end there. McCabe, Hall, those guys, Giordano, all three of those guys, Brody, all four of those guys have been liabilities for them. And to listen to Hot Take Hockey talk about it a little bit, Morgan Riley's been awesome. I've been really impressed. Like that guy steps his game up in the postseason. I thought he was awful, like downright untradeable. Like they should look at moving on this regular season, just like a lot of the Leafs games I saw. I was like, oh, this guy's not great. He may have passed his prime, but he's been every bit as advertised in the playoffs. I've been really impressed with him, and honestly, it almost shows me that he might and should be the guy that's wearing the captaincy for them. Oh shit! I thought we almost had a goal there. Matthews at the mound.
you're just a little behind there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Florida scores, it's going to be a garbage goal. Their legs aren't there.
Well, but that's okay though. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I'll tell you right now. I think this is all in the Leafs. They're fired up. They're angry. Honestly, if you're the league, you want this to go another game after that fucking officiating call too. Like they just bungled that shit. So my main man Hot Take Hockey's at 16-15. He's screaming at the thing, so he must not like something.
Florida's starting to get a little pressure here, but
yeah, their forecheck is great. That's the thing. They have to play in the O zone.
Yeah, that's
effective.
You said
they're not going to be a
Toronto,
team that does well hemmed in their own zone, is what I get.
No, because their defense is terrible. It is. Like it's amazing that they've gone as far as they have. Their defensemen are
the best defense is a good offense.
You've got but you can't do that for a whole. You can't. You're going to wear your forwards right out, and they look like they're wearing out here now. The forwards are doing all the work here, all the work.
Well, that's where they have their.
Was it Mark Stahl?
This is why I say Matthew Tkachuk to me has to be the heart this year.
Oh,
I'm sorry, McDavid had 165 points. If you take McDavid off the Edmonton Oilers, are they a playoff team? Yes. Yes, Draisaitl has them in the playoffs. In the West, are you shitting me? Yes, they are, and you know they are. I don't think
so, because their defense is
and if you take McDavid off there, they got two other like good top six wingers on that team.
Draisaitl is not what he is without McDavid on that team. There's no doubt.
McDavid can have every other trophy this year. He's not even the best player on his team this year. I'm sorry.
No,
and in the playoffs, it's even shown it's been Draisaitl.
Well, what's been happening in the playoffs is McDavid has been trying to draw as many people towards him as possible. That's why what's his name put Draisaitl up on the top line there with him.
But he's got the Draisaitl to play with. You're just proving my point.
No, what I'm saying is the reason why they did it is so Draisaitl would have way more room. Draisaitl's not going to have the room he has without McDavid on this.
No, I get that, but he's also like, by the way, I still don't know how his stick's not illegal.
Because everybody's following McDavid. So you put Draisaitl up on that line, and all McDavid has to do is draw people towards him. He takes the heat. So he's not going to get the points. Draisaitl is. He's being a leader is what he's doing. It's brilliant. It's fantastic what he's doing. He doesn't care about the points. He really doesn't.
I'm just you're making something totally out of something I'm not saying. I'm saying the Hart Trophy fucking winner is not McDavid. You can give him the Hart, you can give him the Art Ross, you can give him the Lester B. Pearson or Ted
No.
Lindsay, whatever they call it now, the Ted Lindsay. He can have all those trophies. But to me, the Hart Trophy winner of the year should be Matthew Tkachuk. That Florida team does not make the playoffs if he's not on the team.
I totally agree with you there.
Well, you just proved my point because the Hart is the most valuable to his team. And if you took McDavid off Edmonton, he's not the most valuable. He's valuable. But he's not the most. If you took Draisaitl off,
let's put it this way. If you took Draisaitl off, they make the playoffs easy. If you take McDavid out, they don't.
I disagree. I think they make the playoffs in the West.
Draisaitl is not.
And you're not thinking if you take McDavid off that team, then there's 2 more $6 million players on that team. And they might actually be better than they are now. No, I'm serious.
They shouldn't even be as good as they are. Their defense is terrible.
But McDavid takes up $12 million of the cap. He's supposed to be one of the best players in the league. He gets paid like he did score the 160. Yeah, I'm not saying he's not the best player in the league. That's not what the Hart is, Pearlo. The Hart isn't who's the best player in the league. That's not what it is. It's who's the MVP. Who's the MVP? The MVP is Matthew Tkachuk. I'm sorry. He should be the MVP. McDavid's going to get everything else. McDavid will win the MVP. I have no doubt he will.
No doubt about it. Don't get me wrong.
But he's not the MVP.
I'm sure
he is the best player in the league, but he is not the MVP. I don't care what people say.
I'm sure if you know me,
I'm not wrong on this.
I am the biggest Matthew Tkachuk supporter that you ever find. I freaking love the guy.
Yeah.
When they traded him to Calgary, I said, easy Florida. Florida won that deal.
Yeah, you and I both. Both. We're on that.
Easy. Florida won that deal easy. No doubt about it. And people were losing their minds. And I'm like, dude, Huberdeau's not going to be able to play like that in Calgary. No way.
That was a penalty.
And if he does
Toronto got away with one behind the net on Tkachuk, honestly. That was definitely interference or hooking or whatever. Oh, it's 1-1 in the Edmonton Vegas game.
Oh, geez, we're not even
already. Oh, yeah. 1-1. I mean, you can't, though, because this doesn't matter.
Oh, so, cool. I had both teams to score in the first period.
Well, you got it. We were going to talk a little bit about that, but I wanted Rico here if you stay on the Edmonton game, let me know if anything happens there.
We'll go back and forth here, but
honestly, after that goal call, I just feel like it has to be Toronto. Give me a minute. Okay. Since I'm not on the guys, I'm going to rep the old Doug Gilmore. We'll rep the rep the Dougie G for the Leafs.
Dougie was a freaking gem.
Yeah, that's the guy I kind of grew up loving as my favorite player. He just played for a lot of teams. Yeah. At one point I had every jersey. I've got look here. I had a St. Louis one. Yep.
St. Louis, Calgary.
I had it.
Yeah. They were stupid to trade him. Absolutely ridiculous that they traded him.
For Calgary?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think of this one?
I think they got Lehman and just a bunch of nonsense too. It makes me think that, that's nice. It makes me think actually with that trade that something must have happened internally that they had to trade him.
I heard he slept with some of my cousins from there, and he's like, he slept with like the babysitter or some crap or something.
Oh,
I think it was off ice stuff. I don't know.
But
I don't want to comment.
It looks like it. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know, but it certainly looks the way they made that trade. It was so abrupt. Like
sometimes there's off ice stuff that happens. Like we've all heard the rumors.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not. Yeah, I mean, and you can usually tell when that is when Look at Kachuk just screaming here. You can tell when that is when it's very abrupt and you're like, what the hell? That's usually what it is. You may never find out what it was, but it's just like what?
I feel like we all know in the hockey world it comes out pretty. It usually comes out.
Like
There's no
Taylor
secrets
Hall
in that world.
Taylor Hall when he got traded. Something was going on there. I don't know what it was, but
really, I just thought he was a dumb hockey player. I thought that was one of the better moves Edmonton made. Honestly,
no,
the only thing they should have done was kept Larson. I think they should have kept Larson.
Well, they didn't want to not keep Larson. Larson wanted to leave. Yeah, that's why they ended up signing Barry, because they had nobody. They were left empty-handed.
Larson got picked up in the expansion draft, dude. They didn't protect him.
Yeah, because he wanted to go.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's true. Larson wanted to go. He said, "I want to go." Yeah. So they let him go. That's why.
What's going on now? What's happening in this Leafs game?
Actually, no, he didn't get picked up in the.
Are they calling delay a game?
Sorry, he didn't get picked up in the expansion draft. He was signed as a free agent by Seattle.
Oh my god!
By Seattle.
Oh, they're actually doing. Oh my god!
I got hot take hockey. I want to hear what's happening.
Florida gets power play. This is what.
Oh, this is delay a game? Wow. Wow. TJ Brody does not agree. Oh, fuck me. They are going to fuck the Leafs.
What's it? 5-5? 5 shots.
Dude, we're going to have 2 games end on a delay a game. We just had the Devils lose. This is definitely going to how it's going to end.
You think so?
The Leafs are going to lose on a power play. Yeah, fucking guarantee it. Well, you're ahead of me, so.
Oh, close, but no.
Oh my God, this poor gray-haired son of a bitch.
I honestly, well, I do care. I want Florida to win because I took Florida to win the series. So,
yeah, but it's game 5.
I don't care about either.
I wouldn't mind a game 6. Oh shit.
No,
how did they not score there?
I would rather Florida win than me have to sweat out any more than I have to, because I got a weird feeling about this.
If Florida loses, I think the Leafs are back.
I had a weird feeling about
because they've gotten a couple. I don't know, man. Holy shit! How much time is left on this power play?
Minute 8. In my side,
you're about 20 seconds. You're about 18 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah.
Holy jeez. Florida's there. I'm not hating their power play. They're putting some pressure on the Leafs. You know the thing I noticed about the Leafs though, they never go to the puck. They always play off of it, and it's like they're always on their heels.
Yeah, they play a box, all right. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah,
either.
But it feels like I understand they want to take away the.
They're not very good at penalty killing. Let's put it that way. They play a tight box.
You're talking about the Leafs?
Yeah, there's no aggression whatsoever.
No, I mean, they're not putting any I always thought if you put pressure on the offensive team, they're the ones that have the pressure to score. Wow, that tip goal, though.
Oh, Florida took a timeout?
Matthew Kitchwell, they want to put out. They got one gray line. I think Maurice has just done a really good job. It feels like, to me, the job he's done has just been like hands off. He's just letting the players play.
Well, not only that. Just 1 second to turn my light on.
Okay, I'll take you off while you're not there when you come back. Oh, okay. Well, so we didn't want to start this early for anybody that's showing up or watching. I appreciate you coming in, but we were hoping to talk about the Leafs and see what happened. I still got hot take hockey on, so. Oh, I think we got Singsy. Singsy, are you in the chat? You should jump into the chat. Sigsy, that's cool, man. Yeah, I am drinking a big deal. I don't know if you're watching the chat. Okay, we got Pearlo back. Oh, nope, we don't have him back. So, yeah, I've got 11-14 left in OT with Florida with 49 seconds left on the power play. Pearlo is back. Pearlo from Edmonton live. Live and on fire. Pearlo, before we get into this, before this kicks back on, what was your bet for this game? Did you have anything?
I have Florida plus 1.5 at minus 160 for 3 units, which we already got, and Florida ML for 1. So we're already green, even if Florida loses it. We're already
All right. Smart laying them down,
I
making
like
money.
I like to do those split bets when I think it's going to be tight, which I figured it would be.
Yeah. Anytime you
God. Just watch, man. There's something. This is going to be a grinder, dude. I think this is going to go a long time. Once they both lose their legs, it's
okay. Chuck between the legs. Oh, yeah, I see. Pretty decent shot by Sam Reinhart. Sam Reinhart's I've been impressed with him in this series, man. I always did not have a very high opinion of him, but he just seems to get in the right spots and do the right thing, you know.
Yeah. Reinhardt? Oh, I got shots over on this. So, I mean, they're all going to hit. That's what I like about going to overtime. I had some props. I don't know, like for Haggy over shots and stuff like that. So if it's in overtime, it's going to definitely go over. So that's good.
Reinhardt?
Yeah, that's cool. We got people on Twitter. So when I do the broadcast,
you got it hooked up on
the only
Twitter.
Comments you only can comment if you're on Twitch or YouTube. If you're on Twitter, oh, oh no! Hot take hockey. Our boy John Romero there in the GTA. Oh, if the goalie played it, it should not be icing. Is that what it is? Is that what it was? Well, just do a center ice face off, man. God, they just when in doubt, make the right call. The refs are not going to make the right call. That's been the problem with the playoffs this year. And it doesn't feel like one game. It feels like all of them. If the goalie played the puck, you have to. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's only because it's Bunting who's kind of not well liked.
There we go. I got you on though. SM7.
Oh, are you getting some hot take hockey feedback on your end?
No. I got you. I just signed on my phone so I can watch the chat at the same time.
Oh, hot take hockey chat or our chat?
Our chat, yeah.
We don't have anybody chiming in right now. I'll throw up a comments on the thing like our guy SM here. Look.
Yeah.
See, can you see the screen? Do you see that pop up?
Yeah. Big OT coming up.
Yeah, I can throw comments up if they're in Twitch or YouTube. If they're on Twitter, I have to respond like our guy Singsy. I hope Singsy's watching still on Twitter live. So Singsy, shout out Singsy from the Spin Chicklets podcast. He's one of their gambling extraordinaires. New Jersey Devils fan. Sorry about the Devils, Singsy. We were supposed to be talking about the Leafs winning or losing, but I got to give it. I had to throw on the Leafs jersey to throw some support because I feel like they've kind of gotten hosed in this. So I threw on the old Doug Gilmour, Captain C, Doug Gilmour.
Yeah. He's still losing his mind.
Yeah, let me give John a mute here. We're watching my friend Hot Take Hockey who's doing his own YouTube stream at the same time. So I know that's odd. But we thought the game would be over, and works out good. And we're missing Rico because Rico's at a buddy's house watching this very game, and that's where he should be. Rico.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But we get to watch it together. It certainly adds a whole crop load of drama here. It would be just devastating if they lost this game, too. Right? It would be
Leafs?
If the Leafs lose this game, it's just devastating.
Oh man, it's just another chapter in this sad Oh,
At
Edmonton's
home, in
2-1.
overtime, you've got it all under
Edmonton
control.
just scored again. 2-1.
Oh, nice. I got Edmonton team total over 3.5.
Power play scored by the Oilers. I don't know who the goal scorer was.
Did you catch that? I got Edmonton team total over 3.5. That's my biggest
Well,
play.
you're going to hit that. I mean, probably.
That's my biggest play of the night.
I think Pietrangelo being out for a huge deal.
Well, I think his reaction and what he did there, that told me that they knew they can't keep up.
Pearlo,
You don't make
they're
a
not
move like
calling anything in favor of Vegas that needs to be called.
but
Mark
they
Stone
can't-
was cross-checked 12 fucking times in that game from Ekholm, and they could have called it like half of them. It's just a joke how they're calling this game. If you fucking breathe on McDavid, they call it. But if you fucking cross-check a guy who's coming off back surgery, who's a fucking warrior, I'm sorry, man. It's been awful. I'm not a fan of either of these teams. What a joke the officiating is. And that's Pietrangelo telling the officials, this is awful. And if he meant to hurt Draisaitl, he'd be out. He'd have a broken arm.
I agree
He
with
did
you.
not
Yeah,
swing to injure. In my opinion, the TV made it look worse. It is what it is. At Vernon 85. Vernon, you know Vernon from.
Oh, yeah, I know Vernon.
Vernon, what's up, brother? Vernon, Cavs fan. Fellow Cavs fan like me. Vernon, I got this in today, actually. I don't know if you've seen this one. It's a big head 800 Alexander Ovechkin bobblehead. I had to own it. Yeah, pretty cool, man. It's got 800 on it right there. Big head. Go Ovi. Can't wait for him. I think they've just been the officials have done a really poor job of managing the shit that's been going on in that series. And I just have seen it very one-sided. And if the game's Edmonton's getting 8 power plays, Vegas could have 9. It's because Edmonton plays physical. They're playing with edge and bite, and they have bottom 6 guys that are pushing back. So I don't want to hear it. It's not like Vegas is this big bag bunch of thugs. They took the least amount of penalties in the NHL this year, and they're being called like the most penalized team. It's a false narrative. It's a fucking false narrative. And if you breathe on McJesus, he gets a call, and it's horse shit. And they need to fucking officiate the game the way it's supposed to be officiated. And the playoffs are you call shit that matters. So Edmonton's already had 2 power plays, and they've scored on both goals. And the Vegas has had 1, and they did not score. But it's funny to me that the 2-1 difference. And I will just say this. I've never in the history of the NHL ever once seen a team win a fucking Stanley Cup on power plays alone. But boy, we might see Edmonton do it this year. But I don't think they beat a team like Carolina, who doesn't take penalties, whose defense is probably the best in the league right now.
Yeah, but on the same note, Vegas didn't either. I mean, if you're going to bring up a point of, by saying that the referees are definitely favoring Vegas, you have to take it to.
They're not favoring Vegas.
Favoring Edmonton over Vegas.
They are favoring Edmonton. Well, it's not even. Go look at this box scores.
No, forget about that. Well, why?
What do you mean why?
It's on purpose.
I get McDavid's fast and whatever.
No. Why are they favoring Vegas? They're doing it on purpose.
They're not favoring Vegas at all. They're favoring
Edmonton. I'm not favoring Vegas.
You keep saying that.
Why are they favoring Edmonton? Why? It's on purpose.
They have McDavid. They want him in the games. They want him on the playoffs as long as they can have McDavid.
That's what I'm saying.
McDavid is a draw. Whether,
you think that's what's happening?
Oh, absolutely. That's what's happening, Pearlo. But I'll tell you right now, do you think that the Edmonton's better than Dallas? I mean, it's going to be close. I like Dallas's D, and I like their forward depth, and I like their goaltending, everything better than Edmonton.
I don't like Edmonton's 5-on-5 game against Vegas, to tell you the honest truth.
No, that's what I'm saying.
don't-
That's what I'm
going
saying.
into it-
You're making my point for me. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen in the history of the fucking league a team win a fucking Stanley Cup on their power play alone? And that's essentially what we're going to say is going to happen if Edmonton goes on to do it.
Yeah, I'm
And the
just
way
saying,
they call them, they will fucking probably go on to do it.
so
I'm just saying.
we're going to see if it's the case, because if this keeps on going with Dallas, and I mean, if they're going to play against Carolina, Carolina doesn't take penalties at all. If all of a sudden,
Yeah, but the lowest penalized team in the entire league was Vegas.
I know.
So I'm not buying that bullshit. If they play Carolina, I can't wait to see Rod Brendamore choke out a fucking official. That's what will happen if they play Edmonton.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying, why is it happening? I think it goes further than that. Have you noticed, to me anyways, and I've watched this over and over again, and I don't like to say this kind of stuff, but ever since they allowed gambling in hockey, things have been different.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think that there's definitely something to that to some extent. I don't want to completely poo-poo that.
And also,
the officiating has definitely gotten worse.
TNT TV rights too.
That's new,
another
though.
thing.
That's not even that. No, the officiating gambling has been around a lot longer than TNT.
Yeah, but it hasn't been legal in the U.S. until the last 2 years. Most places it's not.
No, it's been legal everywhere.
It's huge right now. They are actually promoting it on the show, on the promoting it now. Bet365, all of that in between games. Do you know who's filling their freaking pockets, dude? Come on, man. Think about it. They're filling their pockets.
Florida just scored in OT.
There you go.
Nick Cousins. Oh my God.
Yeah, for my purposes, I'm happy about that, but this is a devastating loss. Just devastating.
Oh man.
So,
we got Rico. There is no hope. It's only rope. We'll have Rico coming up soon.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's what I'm saying. Haven't you
that goal a long fucking time, man?
Oh man.
They're gonna talk about that goal a long fucking time. There's no controversy on the Florida goal. Wow, dude.
Yeah. Going to the freaking Western Finals. I took them to win this series, but wow. Now, what's this team going to do against Carolina?
I'm not counting them out. I mean, by any stretch. I like their goaltending and forward depth better than Carolina's. I'm not counting them out. If they play their game, hopefully we actually get 2-1, 1-0, 3-2 hockey games in the fucking playoffs.
Probably will. Maybe, I don't know.
Not a ton of stoppages.
This is going to be a weird series. No doubt about it. Carolina, if they had Svechnikov in and who's the other one? Teravainen, Carolina wins the cup this year easy.
I mean, they might win the cup this year anyway.
I think
they're going to.
They're systematically speaking, Carolina is better. Brindamore's system.
I think they're so long and they defend so well. I just think they're going to win. I think they're going to win.
And the thing about Carolina is they're the most well-conditioned team in the league.
Yeah, that's it. That's it too. They're all in great shape. Yeah, I agree with you.
You play for Brindamore, you're going to be a well-conditioned athlete.
Yeah,
my friend.
I don't.
Okay, so Jeremiah said, all I know is the place is my happy place. You know, like on Happy Gilmore. I know you can come on with me and Pearlo one of these days. You're the best. Thank you, Jeremiah. Honestly, man, that means a lot. JM says, John, got a sauce a tenner because you had got on the Selly from Tioga watching all of Scotland. Jeez. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm going to take him up on that. I'd love to come on John's show. That'd be great. But, man, oh, man.
Well, he just does streams most of the time. So, like, for me, I would like to do, like, the podcast where we can sit around and BS for 40.
I would go on the stream with him, too, though. That would be awesome. I've been watching.
Yeah, I
I've been
think the
watching
thing is,
Don since before I ever started doing any of this stuff. I was watching.
I think for him, and the same was no different with John Duncan because I know both you and I have gone
I'm a
on
big
his
John Duncan fan. Yeah.
off the wall hockey. Shout out off the wall hockey. Oh man, the Florida guys are going nuts. Oh dude. Oh man, the poor little girl up
Tweets
front.
are going crazy out there. I'm just
I
going to leave it
feel
alone.
for the Leafs fans,
I'll-
man.
So
Honestly,
I took promote my channel, my picks a little bit, BPAL picks. I took, what did I say? Florida plus 1.5 for 3 units. Florida
Yeah.
money line for 1 unit for plus 160. So it's a good day already.
POWpicks.com for Pearlo stuff. I always want to promote his stuff while he's on here.
We're making huge over there and having a lot of fun. Come on over. But I got Edmonton team total over 3.5. Edmonton money line. I took Edmonton money line. And I'm the fact that you brought all this up, because I hate to think that what's happening is what's happening, but man, it's really hard to.
It's just the officiating is so one-sided. I just feel like if they called the game the way they should, we would actually have lower scoring games, which probably would be benefiting Vegas anyway. So I don't know. I mean, like, in the playoffs, the games I don't need 6-1 games. If you want to give me a 5-4 game, yeah, I'll take it. But I just don't need a 6-1 game. It's like watching 49-7 in the NFL.
Nobody wants that. I like when it comes to like gambling and the betting sites and all that stuff like that. You can't really put much logic to it. I just watched Vegas almost score there. To why they do one thing or the other. And then you got TV. Now I said they're with TNT, so you have TV rights, and who knows? I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but there's times when you go, really? And I never said that before. You know what I mean? That's what you're saying. I never said that before. I never thought the way it was reffed back in the 2000s. I never thought, oh, there must be some conspiracy here. Did you back in those days?
No, I mean, I think our whole society is now set up for that too. So I want to be cautious about it. It's just been like, there's just been some egregious stuff that it's like they're treating us like we don't know the game of hockey. And I know the game of hockey. I didn't hear a whistle. I didn't hear a stoppage. And I saw the goal on the initial shot over the line. It's a goal for Morgan Riley. I think Leafs got fucked tonight, and they win that game 3-2. Well, you said you never know. That whole third period's different, but they don't have to score another goal and then go out at home and win it. And instead they lose at home, which this is going to be bad. The only thing that sucks is it's a Friday, so we can't listen to all the Maple Leafs media normally. So,
it's gonna. I think Keith is gone.
Yeah,
Sheldon. I can't see him being able to stick around now. No, that's over. There's going to be so much coaching changes going on. It's going to be one of the most interesting years in coaching this year.
There we go. Let me throw this up. Okay, I got this. We got Florida beats Toronto 3-2 in overtime. It's definitely a controversial overtime. I don't know what to say. I mean, here, let's see if we can get some people to come in and chat with us, because we got a few in the chat. Click the link in the chat and you can come on and ask us some questions. We're really curious. I want to know. This is my question to you, Pearlo. What happens in Toronto? I think, before I let you go, Shanahan, Dubas, and Keefe will all be gone.
Could be. Keefe is definitely gone, though. Keefe is definitely gone. But it could be all of them, I suppose. But I mean, man, that's a big shakeup
Do
right
you
there.
think he got outcoached by Maurice, though? I really don't think he did. I thought he got outcoached by John Cooper.
No, I think he got out coached by Maurice quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay,
I think he's just a terrible coach. Honestly, simple as that. I've been saying that for a long time. Not just now. I think he's just terrible. He's not good at getting guys ready for games. There's a lot of talent there. You had the right coach in there, I think you'd see a lot of a big difference. I think he's too much friends with the players and not enough being a coach. Honestly, if you ask me, like just to take it out of the air, I would say that's likely the case there. He's more of one of the guys. Too much.
Here's my problem with him. He never calls his good players to the carpet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he does it behind, but he never does it publicly. He always calls out secondary or tertiary guys, and I feel it's very Bush League to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, for a former guy who played, I know he played. I don't know how he thinks that way.
I don't know.
You have to call the fucking best players in the game accountable. Has he not seen the movie Goon? You got to call a franchise or whatever out. So we got Rico in T-minus 15 minutes.
Nice.
He will be on to talk about rope, as it said. So he will be on. Vegas is on the power play.
Yeah, and they're not doing much.
No. They are going to miss Petro in this in a lot of ways because that guy is one of the best two-way defensemen.
Yeah. Top 15.
That's tough for him to not be in that lineup tonight.
Yeah.
And I think this is, like you said, probably the thing that Edmonton needed to win to break the vicious every other game cycle. I think if both Petro and Nurse are in, that maybe this is probably going to Vegas's way. And we're talking about, Hot Take Hockey has 496 people in his live stream right now.
Wow, yeah.
That's just people coming to rub the Leafs loss in his face. I think half of them probably.
Oh, yeah.
Which is trashy, but whatever. Oh, Desharnais is getting taken off. He probably got hurt on that shot block. Always wonder if they blow out a knee or something there. I don't know. But I think if Vegas wins this game, I think they win Game 6. But I think if whoever wins this Game 5 probably wins the series.
I think the Oilers win this game. And I picked them to win this game. I think they are going to win this game.
Yeah. Do you think they beat Dallas? I kind of just don't. I don't know what it is about Edmonton. I don't feel like they've deserved it. I know they made the conference finals last year, but it was like a whimper. And I kind of thought they got lucky against Calgary because I don't know what Calgary was doing. I don't know. Sutter forgot how to coach or whatever.
If they keep on giving Dallas penalties, the Oilers will win it. Yeah?
Well, we'll see. We'll see
because we'll put this to the test now. They already did it once. What are they going to do now? Is it all?
Well, I'm telling you right now, if Edmonton wins on the strength of power play goals in the series, it's awful.
Nobody's even going to come close. Yeah.
What?
I know. Well, I mean, has it never happened? I don't know. Back to.
When can you remember
that's true.
Power play winning them a Stanley Cup?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I was telling you, back in the 2000s, we never said this stuff. Back in the 2000s, we never said stuff like we're saying.
And I'm not saying. I'm just saying, usually if you got 3 power plays in a game, a playoff game, and you scored on one, great. But it wasn't the deciding factor in the game, even if it was a 1-0 game. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't mind a power play goal being a factor, but it just feels like now the shit they call is not great. I don't know.
Chintzy calls. We weren't talking about this back then. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I don't mind penalties and I want the game to be officiated, but there's a different level of intensity in the playoffs to me where certain stuff can be let go. And if you're gonna call the stuff I've seen them call, then you might as well call it like a regular season game and just call everything. And that's my problem is that's not what they're doing, though. That's not what they're doing. By the time this playoffs is over, I want to know the percentages of how many more power plays Edmonton got. And I get it. Edmonton's a very talented team. They have the two best players in the league. They have the best player, the fast. McDavid is 6'1", looks like he's 7 feet tall with that stride out there. He's super tall and fast. But it's like there are players that can skate with McDavid. I watched McDavid in the fastest thing and didn't win the competition. Kyrou won it.
He doesn't want
to. He's just a better skater. I'm just telling you, like
McDavid doesn't want to win that competition. He could win that competition.
He lost at fair and square. I was there. He might have been hungover.
Barzal was he's not putting it out there. Same as Barzal when he won. He's not going to win that competition. He's not going to do it.
He's won it like 4 times. What are you talking about?
But I mean, like, that's why he gave it to Barzal and he just gave it.
He didn't give it to anybody, dude. Those guys I'm telling you, there are skaters that can skate with them. He isn't the fastest skater in the world. Otherwise, he'd also be an Olympic speed skater.
Well, that's true. He would be that. But he's the fastest skater with a puck on his stick.
No, I'm saying there are guys that can fucking skate. Okay? Yeah. There are guys in the league that can skate with that guy. So what I'm saying is, yeah, he's great, but is he getting a fucking power play every 2 minutes? Great. I'm just saying, is he any better than Mario Lemieux was at his prime or Alex Ovechkin? Because I can tell you Ovechkin did not get the calls.
About the same.
What in the hell?
But about the same. I know in the regular season it was the opposite. McDavid wasn't getting any calls in the regular season, a lot. Like, I watch Edmonton.
I thought they led the league in draws. I think you're wrong on that. You need
no, he didn't. He didn't.
They led the league in drawn penalties this year.
Right, but he should have got even more. He's so much faster than everybody else. They've been tugging on him for a long time. Same as Crosby, but it was a different thing back then.
I'm not seeing it, Pearlo. Yeah. I'm not seeing it. The shit they're calling this year is soft.
But not in the playoffs.
I'm not seeing his jersey getting tugged. I just think there are guys that can skate.
In the playoffs, they changed everything. Now they're calling everything on him. But in the regular season, it was the opposite way around. And I don't understand.
No, I disagree. I'm going to tell you you're absolutely wrong.
No, that's not true, man. I watch Edmonton a lot. I'm from Edmonton.
I'm not saying you don't watch Edmonton a lot.
When he goes to the net, pretty much every time, the only way.
Okay, hold on. I got it right here. Most penalties drawn. I'm going to get this up on StatMuse.
Yeah, even if it is, it doesn't matter. It's still way less than it should have been.
Hold on. I'm under the rock.
He's impossible to keep down, man. And when he played against bad teams, they used to let them tug on him like crazy. When he played against good teams, it was different, but they tried to keep the bad teams in it. It happened all the time.
The most penalties by a player drawn in an NHL 2023 season. Actually, it's Michael Bunting.
Yeah.
You know who second was? It's actually a tie. Bunting and Rasmus Dahlin led the league in penalties drawn.
Okay.
42 apiece. That was this year.
Yeah.
Kachuk's up there too, I guess. He's like right there, 39. Another reason he should be the MVP. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to. Okay, I don't see McDavid on here anyway.
No, you're not. You're not going to see it. I'm actually surprised you don't see it because it doesn't matter. He is that much better than when he's playing against bad teams, man. If you don't allow them to hold on to him a bit, the Oilers would win 7-0 every game.
Oh, that's the most penalties. I'm sorry. Most penalties
drawn. Most drawn penalties. That makes sense. Kachuk would be up there in the most penalties.
Yeah. Okay. There's Bunting, Dahlin, Kachuk, Dubois, Marchand. I was like, this maroon. I go, this is not correct. There's 2 Kachucks too, so I don't know which one. The Brady Kachuk was 3rd overall. Matthew Kachuk is like 6th overall.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to go to the NHL and see if I can find the penalties drawn.
I think that's hard to find. I don't know. It's not a common stat.
No, this should be an easy one to find.
Well, I should probably look at Twitter and see. Oh my gosh. I can just imagine by now.
Oh, I might be rioting on the streets in Toronto, man. Let's see, is our boy Hot Take Hockey still alive? He's still alive. Let's see what he's got to say.
It's the Hurricanes Panthers in the Eastern Conference Final.
God, shoot, man. He's so bummed out.
Yeah, I took the Panthers though, so I'm glad I got that. I took the Panthers.
Well, I mean, if you thought the Panthers were getting by Boston,
I didn't.
Which I know you did not, because you were on the Boston going to the Stanley Cup final.
All day, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought for sure they were going.
So, like, okay, let's put it this way. Okay, call me crazy here. This is just a theory, all right? Okay, you got TNT, the biggest TV.
Hey, Sal, good to see you, man. Sorry, go ahead.
You got TNT. They got this huge first-time U.S. contract, absolutely massive. Okay, so they're going to want their things. Then you've got the gambling sites like 365. Fill in your pockets with.
Yeah, but Pearlo, if they could fix the beginnings, Toronto would be there, though. They want Toronto.
Just wait. First of all, you got to satisfy the betting sites that you're on. And the only thing you had to do to have that happen was Florida beat Boston. It doesn't matter what happens in the rest of the series as long as Florida beats Boston. The gambling sites are happy. They filled their pockets already. Boom. That's it. Everybody's on Boston. They made so much money off the Florida beating Boston that it wouldn't matter what happens in the rest of the series.
Oh yeah. No, you're not wrong.
That's
no, but that series was not poorly officiated. Boston just lost it.
I don't know what happened there, man. But
yeah, but there's no controversy in that series, man. They were down 3-1.
I don't know how it happened, what happened, or how. I'm just saying in theory. So after that, now you can satisfy TNT. And so TNT doesn't give a shit about Toronto.
They want Toronto, man. I'm telling you. They want Toronto because the Canadian viewers watch, man. And trust me, man, there's so many of you carpetbagging Canadians down here in the States. Okay, you don't even know. There's so many of you. Every time I go to a game, there's a shit ton of you guys that come out of the woodwork. Oh, we're from here, but we live in Florida now. Okay.
Well, the only way you can look at it from that perspective is they just simply want to sell McDavid and he's going to win the cup.
But I'm saying like there's a shit.
Carolina, nobody cares about Carolina either. Like why?
No, but Carolina might win because they're good. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's rigged in that way. I just am saying, like, I just think the officiating has been bad.
No, I agree with you.
Over the top bad.
I agree with you. But it's too bad. It's too bad to not have something behind it.
Again, you could say that, but I'm not convinced that's the case either.
What?
So.
I don't. It's been that bad. It's been that bad that there's something.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, man. It could be, but let's talk about the game at hand. We're gonna have Rico should be here any moment. We're expecting Rico from Barrie. I really got to hear his thoughts on his beloved Toronto Maple Leafs.
He's going to be sickened.
Your Edmonton Oilers are winning 2-1, I believe. Still,
yeah.
I gotta look at the score.
It's still
2-1. It's going into the second. So that's not a deciding series, though. If Edmonton wins, it goes back to Edmonton. That's probably in their favor if they win the game. They're up 3-2. I think if Vegas wins, I don't know, man. That was a tough Leafs I'm still befuddled by that Leafs, man. I really think they probably should have won that game, and we should be looking at game 6. I still think the Leafs had a big time uphill battle. That team did not look like a Stanley Cup team to me at all. You know what I'm saying? I did not see a Stanley Cup team there.
What's that?
With Toronto, they just didn't look like a Stanley Cup team to me.
Yeah, I mean, where put your finger on? They don't have enough warriors, and they don't have a coach that can help them become warriors. It's a bad combination. You trade Matthew Tkachuk for anyone on Toronto's roster, including Matthews. Any one of them. Doesn't matter. You put Matthews in Florida and Tkachuk in Toronto. Who wins the series?
I would say Toronto.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why you just made my point for me again that Matthew Tkachuk is the Hart Trophy winner this year. He is the most valuable player in the NHL right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely make a case for it, but I just think that with Edmonton or McDavid did shit that just didn't.
Our friend Sal, TCB Bolt from the Hot Take Hockey Chat says, I feel Marner and Matthews have not shown up at all in the 2023 playoffs. Yeah. I don't want to throw Matthews under the bus. I think he hit a couple posts. I think a couple things go his way. I thought he played fairly well defensively. I never really felt like he was ever in a bad position. But Marner was a little bit of a disappointment for me this playoffs for sure. So I think
Nylander was the best player they had. Nylander was their best player.
Sal says, yeah, I do agree with that 100%. I do agree that Nylander was the best player for them in the playoffs. And yep. I just don't feel like last year I felt like they were a Stanley Cup team, and this year I didn't, and I don't know why. But this year I just didn't feel like Toronto felt like a Stanley Cup.
I didn't have them last year either.
I thought for sure they should have beat Tampa Bay. I thought they were
need
better.
Some warriors on that team. I just can't say it any different. Warriors on that team. They need a warrior mentality, and they don't have it.
Well, I mean, Ryan O'Reilly, though, you're telling me he's not a warrior?
Ryan O'Reilly got over there. He's like, I guarantee he's not re-signing there. He looked around and went, I'm too old to change this. This is a culture issue right down to its core. One guy's not going to change that. It's a culture issue right down to the core. There's only one guy that can change that, and that's a coach like Tortorella or somebody like that. Problem is in Toronto, they would lose their minds. Their sponsors and everybody would hate them.
Is Toronto too PC to win a Stanley Cup? Are they too woke? Are they too woke to win a Stanley Cup?
Yeah. I don't know how to say it any different, but yeah.
You think the Toronto Maple Leafs are too woke to win a Stanley Cup? Their organization.
If you took all the corporate people and everything there, you gave a vote to whether there was going to be fighting or hitting in the NHL in Toronto, the vote would be no. We're going to remove hitting. We're going to remove fighting. It's ran by corporate pockets who just want to look clean and pretty for the general masses. And yeah, that's the problem.
Look who it is. Look who it is. We've got Rico. Just in time. We just asked Rico, are the Toronto Maple Leafs too woke to win a cup?
Oh, I'll see you next year.
I guess it's rope, huh? I guess it's rope.
Hang him to the rafters with the 67 Leafs, boys.
Martin looked lost and afraid along the boards. He coughed up the puck too often. Do you guys agree? Yeah, Sal, he looked really bad in that one.
Oh,
he was awful. And I just expect him. He's going to be so good on another team, though, where he's got two like beefy forwards that can fight for him and give him space. I think that's just all he needs. I would look to move him to find that. Like, I don't know. Anyway. But Pearlo, before you jumped on, we just got onto are the Leafs too woke to win a Stanley Cup? And I think what we mean by that is like in their hockey game. So Like they're just kind of It feels they do feel like I just said this year I never felt like they were a legit cup contender, and I was laughing because I watch all these hockey guys that run lines, and they became a favorite when they beat Tampa Bay, and I was like, did anybody watch them play Tampa Bay? Because I watched every single game, and they maybe should have won 2. You know?
I picked Toronto to win that series, not because I was just pro Toronto, because I thought they were a good team, but I was fading Tampa Bay, and they barely beat Tampa Bay. After I saw that, I was like, it didn't matter if it was Boston, if it was Florida. I was on whoever against Toronto. They barely beat this old ragged team that was tired and just,
Yeah, I mean that Vasilevsky looked rough, man. I just like that was the difference in the series to me. And Tampa's D was not good. And Hedman wasn't healthy. And honestly, Bunting got rewarded by being a healthy scratch, but he might have made the most pivotal play in that playoffs by taking out Cernak, I think.
Boys, when the Tampa won the cup, Luke Shen was a 7th defenseman. They got him playing with Morgan Rielly, man.
They got him on the top line, yeah.
There's too many fucking, mediocre Leaf defensemen out there, and all the pressure's on Morgan Rielly, and TJ Brodie's.
Morgan Rielly played amazing.
Oh, I know exactly. No,
Morgan Rielly.
When you got Luke Shen playing with fucking Morgan Rielly, like trying to play like he's in the first fucking draft pick of the Leafs when they first picked him, like, man, he's not the same guy anymore. You're not.
Well, I actually think he's a better player in a lot of aspects.
He is, but they're slow. But they're slow moving the puck out of their own zone. Him and Hall, and maybe you needed to put Gustafsson back there to move the puck a little easier. But it is, I don't know, man. There's maybe too much mixing in the lines. Giordano might have been past his prime too. I don't know.
No, I mean, I like Gio, but I think what they did wrong with him was they didn't give him rest, and he doesn't want it. I'm sorry, you make him do it. Yeah, hey, our boy TCB Bolt in Toronto, Sal, he says Morgan had a great playoff run. Dude, I'll be honest with you. I thought that was the untradeable contract you had, and I'll tell you right now, Morgan Rielly, he's probably underpaid based on what I saw in the playoffs from him. But here's what I will say. You're stuck with Tavares, and you probably Marner is the guy you probably have to trade.
I don't see that.
I would not trade Willie Nylander. I think that's a mistake, especially if you're firing Keith. I think Keith did not like Willie Nylander.
I don't see how.
I don't think what Willie Nylander did on the ice mattered. Didn't he have a goal tonight? He was silky. I mean, he was good all playoffs.
Willie had a wicked goal.
Rielly were hands down the 2 best Leafs this whole.
Yeah.
I just don't think that. As much as I like him, I don't think you can trade that contract for Marner. I'm not sure.
Marner, if they ate the contract and took salary back, I think you could get a good deal, but they're not going to trade him,
man. No, they're not.
Dude, fucking the Leafs should have won this game in overtime, man. Yankrock came right in and fucking cleared the zone and then went right to the net. Then Matthews had a opportunity after. The Leafs could have won this game overtime. We would have been talking about a whole different story right now. Woll played amazing. Woll played solid. They let a couple early ones in. But dude, man, fuck, the Leafs should have won this game.
I'm with you, Rico. Hey, Rico, let me ask you this. Who, I asked this to Pearlo earlier.
Yeah.
Who from the command staff there in Sheldon Keefe, Kyle Dubas, and Brendan Shanahan is back, if all of them?
Yeah, well, Keefe won't be back. If Dubas is back, they're going to tell him Keefe isn't back. So if one of them's gone, Keefe is definitely gone. If not, I don't know if Dubas is gone, man, because this fucking game could have went either way. The only problem is Keefe couldn't get this team playing the first 3 games. Game 2, Toronto should have won. But Samsonov let in a couple of goddamn biscuits. Beginning of game 2 in the second period, that's what killed the Leafs. And they didn't play in front of Samsonov. I think the Leafs are a different team in front of Woll. I think he's their starting goalie next year. You pay off Matt Murray. If you have a starting goalie in Toronto making $700,000,
you don't have to pay him off. They can just do the LTIR with him because he'll never
send
be
him on Robidoux Island. But Wool is your
Yeah.
starter next year because you got a cap hit of $700,000 in
Yeah,
your net.
I
That's a
agree with
Toronto needs. But dude, I'll be listening to Toronto radio all day tomorrow. Tavares is going to be the talk of the fucking town. To the people that have balls to talk about it, because he's an untouchable, because he's probably got something in his trade clause where he's the captain of the Leafs. He's got
he was awful. He did
can't go
nothing other
anywhere.
than when
They can't buy him out. They can't trade him. They can't do nothing. When he signed that deal,
you got to hope he has like a career-ending injury in the offseason, and they can get
somebody's going to take him out in a fucking boat in Muskoka.
Here's a name for you that you might want to watch out for Toronto and many other cities out there. And that's Connor Hellebuck.
Hey, Rick Allen asks, do you think the NHL needs to cover the ice with a couple more ads? I saw a few white spots and the remaining need to be smeared with ads. He is not wrong. They have definitely covered the line. Like it is starting to look like it's hard to see the puck a lot because there's so much shit on the ice now.
It's true. When the pucks get rang around the boards.
Oh, man, the ads on the boards. I know a lot of people hate those, man. Here's what I say. What if you're the local ad that was there and you paid for that space and you thought you were going to get national coverage? And I'm sure that they sold them like that. To me, all the teams have a lawsuit against the NHL for doing the national ads. Because like the Vegas owner probably makes revenue from ads saying, yeah, you'll get 41 national out of market games a year or whatever. So I wonder about that, you know.
Let me tell you one quick thing about what the Leafs should have been doing from the start of the fucking series is going after a guy like Brandon Montour. The guy's playing 30 minutes a goddamn night. He looks like he's sweating out there, but he loves playing in the offensive zone. They should have been dumping it in his fucking corner, bruising him, taking his head off, pounding the body, just making his series longer and longer and longer.
Yeah.
Montour, when you got a defenseman like Montour playing half the goddamn game, that guy is playing way too easy out there, man. That's one thing they mentioned on the broadcast tonight, so I'm not taking the credit for that, but that's one thing I took about tonight too. Is they should have been going after Montour a little bit more because he's not a defensive guy. He's more of a shot fucking one-timer offensive power play guy, but he plays a lot of minutes.
So Sal says our return will be greater trading Marner than anyone else on the team. Maybe coaching change is what we need. I just think that the problem with them too is they have too much tied into four guys. You've got Marner,
11.5 million for a winger.
Well,
I mean, you're going to have to
going to make 12 something next year. I mean,
yeah, I know, but you're going to have to it's just the cap space. And does he have any no trade clause at all? Does he have anything?
Who, Marner?
Nothing. But who would you rather have right now, Ryan O'Reilly or John Tavares?
O'Reilly. But
and
you're not going
to make half the money next year that the other one is. So there's your problem.
O'Reilly's going to make 3.5 next year. Probably. I think the Leafs probably have him back. He's probably takes this Alex Kerfoot. You don't think they re-sign him? They re-sign him.
If he stays, he might go to St. Louis and take that legacy contract for another 4 or 5 years at $3 million a year and go back to St. Louis.
I think he'll get $5 million somewhere, and he'll go there.
The free agency market next year is super bad.
Yeah, it's not great. That's why I think
Sal says Ryan O'Reilly for sure.
That's why I think he's going to get paid. That's why.
Did Edmonton just score again? What's the score there? No, 2-1. That's replay.
Still 2-1. If it goes like this, I'm starting to like Vegas more in this tight type game.
Well, I mean, if Edmonton gets 5 more power plays, we'll be sure to make sure they.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's something to watch out for, to tell you the honest truth.
Rick Allen says, does Matthew Tkachuk ever wear that fucking mouth guard inside his mouth?
Dude, it looks like a piece of fucking bubble gum out of somebody's underwear.
Yeah, but he ain't the only guy that's done that. I've seen a bunch of guys that have done that. Kane did that. Patrick Kane did that too.
Well, that's who he modeled himself after when he started doing that. He said it. Like somebody asked, where'd you come up with doing that, chewing on your face like that? He said, Pat Kane does it.
He says, what is this fucking for? It's not to protect his teeth. It's obviously just a chew toy for him. Yeah. You know what, man? Michael Jordan famously stuck his tongue out. I just don't have a.
Do you know what that is?
I don't care.
That is because of a guy who's just rebellious at heart. That's what it is.
Well, plus it had a little bit of yellow inside of it. Have you taken a good look at it? Zoom in on the next picture of that thing. It had a little bit of yellow inside too. Like that thing is stinky. I think that thing goes in his fucking top scrap bag at the end of the game too.
Yeah.
Dude, I just feels like a disease thing to be wearing.
It might be his lucky one too. You know, some people like Crosby haven't changed their jock since junior. That might be like him with his mouth guard.
While we're talking here, I'm trying to figure out a trade for. I'm sure there's going to be somebody that would definitely want Marner.
I'll tell you right now, I think Marner would be an awesome fit for the Capitals, but we would have to trade like Mantha and Backstrom to them.
How are they possibly going to be able to do that? I mean, there's
but the great thing about Mantha and Backstrom is they don't have that many years left on their deal.
They're not trading. They're not trading Backstrom.
No, but I think Marner would fit. If we could get Kuznetsov for Schmaltz and put Schmaltz on the top line with Ovechkin and Marner, I would love that.
You're going to have to give up way more than freaking Mantha. Like they don't have
Mantha and Backstrom for Marner.
No, they want Backstrom.
How many people think the Leafs are going to run it back with the core four next year?
They're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they can't.
Yeah,
they'll have
except for maybe Nylander. That's it. Because I just don't think anybody's going to trade, have the cap room for $11.5 million. I just don't.
KP wanted to come and say hi. So who's fired? Who's fired? Rico. I think
Keith is gone for sure. If Dubas is going to keep his job, he's got to fire the coach like pretty much right away. Because
I think all three are out.
Oh, by the way, with Marner in mind, he has a no movement clause next year.
They have to move him before the
This
draft.
is the last year of his no movement clause. So if
they have to move him or Matthews, I think they have to move him or Matthews or find a sucker bee to take Tavares.
It's funny because I was saying that they should have traded Marner before they ever signed him. And I did a video on it. And they would have got very good return. And everybody thought I was crazy. But I said, well, the reason why is they're not going to be able to keep him probably at $11 million or whatever a year. And sure as shit, that might be just the case right now.
So do you think if Dubas is gone next year, the new GM that goes in there cleans house? Like really cleans house and rebuilds?
No.
I mean, I don't know how
why bring in a new GM then? Because Dubas has done okay putting those pieces around those core four, but if a new GM comes in there, what better pieces can you put around them? Those guys didn't produce.
I think a different philosophy.
Rico, Pearlo and I have talked about this, and here's where I think they went wrong. They overpaid Marner and Matthews. If those guys are making $9 million, that's $4 more million on the books. How much better is that team?
Well, what's a new GM to do?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the mistake they made. It's too late now.
Exactly.
What are you going to do when Matthews comes up here to tell them to take less money?
On the ice.
Those guys aren't going to take less money, though. That's the problem. They're not going to take – Matthews isn't going to – his next contract, he's not going to take $9 million a year. You need to do it when they're young. That's why you do it when they're young. You pay them. Look at what meant all these young contracts and stuff. So, let's see. Rick says
you got to remember that
a big enforcer who's only
Toronto
would
be a much better team if COVID didn't happen. It wouldn't have. They as soon as they got screwed more than.
No, you're wrong, man. They overpaid their young stars and then gutted their farm system to add tertiary parts to their team. That's literally what happened. It has nothing to fucking do with COVID. In fact, if anything, they set them up for success in COVID because the Canadian division was a fucking outright joke. You know it and I know it. And they should have won that, but they lost to Montreal, the most talentless fucking team ever, to make the Cup Finals.
If COVID doesn't happen, the cap is about $8 million higher than it
Oh,
is.
yeah, you're talking about the salary cap hurting them.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that.
No, I got you. I got you there. That is true. But
that's what I'm trying to
they
say. He had a
overpaid
plan.
them, man. Pearlo,
But
they
the Leafs are fucked if they
wouldn't-
don't run it back. The Leafs are screwed.
How
if they
did
don't run it
Marner
back.
and Matthews make more money than Crosby and Ovechkin in a single year? That should have never fucking happened.
No,
If those guys are at 8 million or 8.5, they're fine.
No, dude,
That's
you
what they
can't
should
do
have
that.
got, dude.
Crosby and
the way-
Ovechkin got those contracts long before. They were not. You can't base those contracts on what a player is going to get.
The thing is, Toronto brought those guys in when they were young. They brought those in like in their early years, so they had a lot of years under their belt, so they can have access to those contracts. And the way they lined up is Nylander lined up, then Matthews and Marner, and they all lined them up year by year, and it favored the fucking players, and it fucked the Leafs because they put them in the lineup as kids instead of going through a complete fucking teardown and just sitting those guys out. If they didn't want to get paid what we wanted to pay them, if we weren't going to pay them and they weren't happy what we were going to pay Nylander, they should have fucking sat him out. They shouldn't have paid him. Sit out. Sit on the fucking sidelines like Lamoriello would have did. But no, Dubas decided to pay all
They overpaid. Lou Lamoriello would have never gave those guys $11 million.
No, he would have told them to sit out instead.
What are you talking about? He just gave a horrible contract to Bo Horvat.
And he said it was horrible right away. He's under ownership pressure now. He's 82 years old.
Always has.
And he's under the last year of his deal. I'd be surprised if he's even back.
The word in Toronto is Lamoriello would never have paid those guys that. They would have made them sit on the fucking sidelines. You want to play hockey? You're playing for this amount. You don't deserve it yet. You've never proven yourself yet. Why you
That's exactly what should have been done. That's exactly what should have been done. And between then and there, they would have been able to add the veteran talent like Chicago did and all these other teams that won Stanley Cups. The Penguins were able to do that because Malkin and Crosby didn't make too much money.
So what's those players are 100 He already signed them. We already fucked over the franchise.
Both of those players are 100-point players.
Get rid of them. Nothing's going to change.
Except for Marner's never had a 100-point season. What the fuck are you?
99.
He's never had a 100-point season, Rico.
Yeah, 99.
You sure?
No, he had 99. Wasn't 100.
This year, Pearlo. This year he had 99.
Yeah,
he's been making 11 million for 3 fucking seasons, bro. What is your excuse for the last 3? If he made 9. I'm not even saying he has to get paid shitty fucking wages, bro. I'm saying if he made motherfucking $9 million and Matthews made 9, that's $4 more million they have on the books. And if they never signed that fucking terrible fucking John Tavares, who's a fucking choke artist.
Yeah, you fucking tell him, Beard. Love you, Pearlo.
I'm just saying, like, why are you defending them, dude? They don't deserve to be defended, for one. Well, and if they made less money, they would have been able to keep fucking Zach Hyman, who has a fucking goal and an assist in tonight's game for Edmonton. Like I'm saying, another guy they drafted and developed, by the way. We were not able to keep middle of the fucking road talent on their team, and they traded away draft picks to get, for people to take contracts for like fucking Patrick Marleau. They gave up a first-round pick, which is Seth Jarvis, on the fucking Carolina Hurricanes to take the Patrick Marleau contract. You cannot tell me they did anything right in the building of that franchise beyond drafting Marner and Matthews. Those are the only things they made right is those draft picks. Outside of that, they've never made a good step after that. They've started wrong by fucking shit-canning Babcock and getting rid of Lamoriello. They should have stuck with their guns. Yeah, Babcock's a prick to play for. Hey, guess what? So is fucking Daryl Sutter, but he won 2 Stanley Cups. It's like they wanted to commit to the hard way, but then didn't commit to it.
I should film this and put this on Toronto radio, Beard, for all the fucking posers that get paid by Rogers and fucking Bell in the media. And
I'm telling the truth because I have diehard friends like you, Rico, and my boy John Viveros, who are fucking awesome Leaf fans, and I want to see your fucking team win a Stanley Cup. You fucking deserve it. There's not a fan base that's more deserving of a fucking Stanley Cup. The pain and suffering that you guys have had since 1967, you fucking deserve better. And I'm telling you, it started when they overpaid those 2 guys. I love Marner, and I love Matthews. Matthews is a good American kid. I fucking love how good, and Matthew Nyes is too. I like him, but they overpaid him and they crippled their ability to re-sign guys.
Can you let me
themselves
finish?
cap flexibility? You know who
Can you
gave
let-
themselves cap flexibility and still didn't make shitty, dumb shit moves? Ron Francis with the formulation of the Seattle Kraken. He saw I can
Seattle's
build a
never
team.
going to win a cup with that team.
Well,
Never
but they're going to draft and develop guys. Matty
no, they're
Bernier's
not.
going to be a hell of a
They're going
player.
to be stuck in the middle. They're going to barely make the playoffs, and they're going to get middle round draft.
Okay, well, that's your opinion right now.
Okay, just
today,
wait. Just wait. Let me finish here with Marner and Matthews. I'm going to tell you why they paid the $11.5 million. Neither one of those players have to stay in Toronto. They can take a bridge deal for like $7 million. Okay,
which is what they should have done.
Because if they do that, the next deal is going to be $15 million each.
Pearlo, they could have gave him an 8-year bridge deal.
No,
that's $7 million.
That's
they
not
can.
a bridge. That's not a bridge. A
They
bridge
could've.
is only 3 to 4. No, they don't. No, they just won't sign
Toronto
it.
had the leverage back then too.
If I'm
They had
Matthews
the
and
ability
Marner,
to
I'm
sign
not
them to a
signing
team-friendly
$8
deal
million
long-term.
for 8 years to stay in Toronto. Are you kidding me? I'm not signing that shit. I'll sit out forever. I would never sign that. No way. No way am I signing that.
Well, they're going to always be handicapped by greedy players then.
Yeah, but it was market for what they were going to become. The truth is, what they got was market. The problem was the Tavares move.
That's another move. I agree. I said that on top of that.
The Marner and Matthews
number one in Toronto.
Move was terrible.
If you have Matthews making $9 million, not even a bad contract, $9 million, and Marner making $9 million, not even a bad contract.
I'm not signing that shit.
And you don't have John Tavares' $11 million. You have $16 million.
Yeah, but they're not going to have Matthews and Martin for $9 million for 8 years. They're never signing that.
Why? You had Ovechkin and Crosby. Crosby was 8-7.
Yeah, but they signed that 5 years before. There was a different market.
So explain to me when did Matthews or Marner ever have a season comparable to Crosby or Ovechkin?
It doesn't matter.
They never did.
Signed it.
No, it does. They should have never got that money.
It doesn't matter. You know what? If Crosby would have signed a contract. If Crosby were to sign a contract at the same time as Marner and Matthews, do you know what that contract would have been? $15 million.
No, he would not have.
He would have got $15 million.
You know why he would not have? You know why he would not have, Pearlo? And this is why I know you don't know what you're talking about in this instance. He would not have. You know why? Because it's already proven that if a certain player makes over a certain percentage of cap, you don't win a Stanley Cup. And the Leafs have been in that fucking hole. Ask their fans. If they could add 15 more million to their thing and still have Marner and Matthews, maybe you don't have Tavares, add 15 more years to salary cap. You definitely have Zach Hyman. You maybe even have Nazem Kadri. Can you imagine that talent up the middle where Kadri's your second line? I'm just saying, like,
if Marner and Matthews are making the same amount of money and there's no Tavares.
Well, who's a better player right now, Tavares or Kadri?
I would rather have Kadri than Tavares.
I don't know about that.
Or Bo Horvat.
I don't know. I think I'd probably rather have Tavares over Bo Horvat.
I would take over Horvat. I would take Tavares over Kadri too.
But you know what I'm saying, man. You can't argue what I'm saying. If they made that money and they
but they're not going to. It's
too late.
No,
that
it never would happen. I'm not signing it.
So has the ship sailed in Toronto for this course to win a cup?
I don't think Marner and Matthews days are numbered. And I think there are players on that. I like Wall. I thought Wall played great. And I think he is the future.
I like him too.
I liked Morgan Riley.
Riley played his way back. Riley played his way back into the circle of trust.
Yeah, but you got to. As a whole, he's overpaid.
He's got to be re-signed.
He's overpaid. Morgan Riley. He is.
No.
He had a great.
Riley's making 6.5, is he not? He
like
took
7, I think next year is bigger.
7. He's not that good, but
he's good in the playoffs, though.
In the playoffs this year, he was great, but in the regular season, he wasn't good.
But Pearlo, Here's
He's getting
another
a
thing.
fucking
If
figure
they had
skating.
this extra money, they could get the pair. Can you imagine if Ekholm was with Riley? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
They're both
absolutely.
left-handed. It's not going to work.
I know, but I'm saying a defensive defenseman that can stay at home
Yeah.
and defend
Like
where
a Luke
Riley.
Shen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, I mean that's
If
who
they
they were
had-
stuck. I
if they
actually
had-
don't think Shin played bad. I thought he played
I know.
fine.
If they had a healthy Jake Muzzin, that would have. If they
Well,
if
like a
Jake Muzzin-
2014 LA Kings Jake Muzzin.
Yeah, Jake Muzzin's time is done. He's never playing another game.
Yeah, but like 2-3 years ago, even still, when he was still healthy, he was still better.
When
than
they
most
could have
people.
won the cup, that was their window. 19, the bubble Canada fucking division.
Yeah.
And they had a
Yeah.
healthy Jake Muzzin, and they couldn't get past Columbus.
So the whole idea, the reason why, remember why they got Tavares? The whole idea was that they wanted Tavares. There was problems with Matthews apparently, and they wanted a veteran guy like Tavares to show Matthews how to become
Really?
a man, I guess, or whatever. I don't know.
I don't. Where do you read this? What's the?
I've read
source
it
on
a
this?
bunch of places, but
I want a page.
That's a-
DM. Put it.
Okay,
Drop
I'll
it in the
find it.
chat.
I'll find it.
Find
I'll
it
find
right
it.
now. I want to
Find
hear
it,
they had
Pearlo.
problems with Matthews,
Pearlo could find
Yeah.
it.
I'll find it. It was just
and they
he
brought
was-
in John Tavares to fix him.
Yeah.
The guy who's never done fuck all in his own career.
Like a
Well,
Toronto
no,
mob
he
story,
carried-
man.
He
Harris
carried
is a
the
fixer.
Islanders when he was young, man. He was an amazing player when he was young. Come
He
on.
never got out of the first round but one time, did
Yeah,
he
because
not?
just like Barzal, they have nobody on that roster, and they haven't had it for years.
Harris scored a big goal in the
If it
World
wasn't
League.
for Barry
Pearlo,
Trotz, the
You know why I
Islanders
know
wouldn't
you're
have made
full
the
of shit,
playoffs
too?
for the last
You know why I know
7
you're
years.
full of shit tonight on this one?
Why?
They were one goal away from the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row in the Islanders, and that was after Tavares was gone. Where the fuck have you been, bro?
Trotz,
Yeah,
dude.
but that they were better without Tavares, man.
It didn't matter. If you had Trotz in any one of those teams, they had no business making the playoffs. None. That roster was
They were
horrible.
one goal away from making the Stanley
but
Cup Finals
The
2 years in a
roster
row.
was horrible.
That begs the
Barry
point. Was
Trotz is
Harris
a genius.
answer in the room? Do you need to get rid of like somebody and who
He
would
was
take
awful in
Tavares?
the playoffs, so
Who
Rico.
would
You got to
take
admit.
Tavares for basically nothing? If you let Tavares go for basically nothing right now to another team that's willing to take him at that contract,
Rico,
then
you're
not-
going to have to pay
gonna
a
do?
first-round pick for someone to take Tavares.
Well, you know what
Maybe.
sucks is
Yeah.
we already gave up Jarvis to Carolina. That's the pick that we needed Marlowe for.
Yeah,
Now,
and what
this
did
Seth
Marlowe
Jarvis
make,
guy
like
in Carolina.
3.5?
This is our Patrick Marlowe. So what are you going to do for fucking Tavares?
Rico, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to trade around that first-round Boston pick that you got from the Caps and the Sandin
It's
trade.
going to be a low pick anyway.
Hold on. Okay. You're going to have to eat 50% of Tavares' deal for the next, I get doubles, right? So how many
Okay,
years
so-
do you have left?
And that means you start Joseph Wall
He's
next
got
year.
2 years left on his deal, right, Tavares, after this year? So that means if you take 50% of his deal and trade a first-round pick, you'll have 4 years of whatever, $5.5 million on the books. That's what you're going to have to do to get rid of John Tavares. They're going to have to realize that having a $5.5 million deficit for 4 more years is better than not having John Tavares. I just don't think they're there yet.
Why can't you do an Arizona thing? Like, aren't they paying fucking Pronger and Weber still?
Yeah, but those are LTIRs. They don't count against the cap.
Well, somebody's got to run over Tavares on a boat in Muskoka next
I
summer.
mean, that's probably what you need to have happen is him have a fucking.
Somebody's got to do it. Perlo, you know a guy? Put it in the chat.
I can get you a thumb. Hey, Pearlo,
Why would
I
you
get
assume
you,
I
Joe.
knew somebody?
I can get you a toe.
What made you?
I'm waiting for this fucking Matthews article. That's what he's looking for.
I'm looking for it. Yes, absolutely, right now.
Because nobody's going on record saying that shit.
Yeah, actually, I heard it on Sirius Radio. I'm
Fucking
trying to
SB
remember who
Tree.
it was.
in an editorialization of a kid they probably know nothing about. I don't think that Toronto. Look, I don't think that that the Marner and Matthews personalities are the problems at all. I think they're great hockey guys. I'm telling you right now, as a kid from the States, if I had a chance of playing in Canada, I'd play in Canada because one, everybody knows who you are. I'd want that attention.
For sure.
I would want it as a guy who played a sport that nobody gave a fuck about.
You worked your ass off your whole life to get to that
Yeah.
point. Why do you not want to be not noticeable?
I would love it. Plus, like the women that would come to you in that would not suck either. So, like, you want that attention. I wouldn't want to be like not known. Now, if I was a Canadian kid where I grew up with the pressure all my life, I probably wouldn't mind playing in like LA or, you know, Arizona where people don't give a shit. So, you know,
not just that, just to grow the game
shit.
too. And you know what? See little kids with your jersey on, and you could take
Yeah.
them
Vegas
over the
just
time
tied
wherever
it
you
up.
want from the hotel to maybe sign something for them and stuff. I think that would feel pretty good for me.
Vegas just
I
tied
just
it
think
up.
that Matthews loves playing in Toronto. And I don't think that's the problem at all. And I think he was hurt this year. I think he got hurt. Oh, Mark Stone scored, I think,
Yeah.
with 2-2.
Vegas just
Aha! Eat it!
what I was
86,
saying.
whoever you are. Let's go, VGK. I wished I had an Oilers jersey. I had a bunch. I used to have a Messier, a Gretzky, and I would throw that up over my shoulder with the Golden Knights. Chandler Stevenson. I got the Chandler. Let's see. I'll go full screen here. Let's see. We'll go this way.
You guys watch
okay, so Pearlo, if you want to change if you guys want to change your background, you go to the camera settings, and you can do. You guys did it last night. You were able to change your background, so you under your camera settings. See, there you go. Look at the night. Yep, there you go, Rico. That actually looks so much better too, Rico, with you on the background. So Rico got it. So yeah, anyway, you could change your background. Anyway, I got the VGK. I'm gonna go to this screen for a little bit. So let me
just blur it.
You can blur it too. You can blur it. That actually doesn't look terrible because your camera's already not that sharp, so it doesn't change. You actually look cleaner, Pearlo. So that's a good look too if you want to do that. And I love this one, Rico. Everybody uses this one. It's like this really nice house.
I gotta upload a new one because I look like I'm playing piano.
You can do your own. You can do your own too. You can, yeah, there you go. Hey, you guys have to say now.
We all thought Nylander can. But
that's the only two they have, though. Oh my God, Vegas just got one up a goal.
Yeah, let's go Knights! Let's go Knights! By the way, a great place to go see a game.
Are you cheering for the Knights over the Oilers?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Pearlo, how's that make you feel?
Well, he knows
it's not that big of a deal, really. Actually, I'm a pretty
right.
I'm kind of a big fan. I'm not like I'm a fan, but I don't get like all.
You're a Flyers fan, you know you are.
I'm a Flyers fan too. Yeah, I'm Carolina fan.
Just let it out, buddy. I'm a Wings fan too. It's okay. This is a
yeah,
show.
But I'm not like Smith is. Alex Smith is with Chicago or something like that. I'm more like Ian is with Buffalo. Just it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I'm not diehard. I'm not going to be burning any houses or anything like that.
If you guys were to guess, do you think any of the Maple Leafs were injured? Because the way Marner was fucking playing tonight, he was.
Jeff Matthews was injured.
Marner couldn't play on his stick. He couldn't come around the boards. He couldn't, like, there was so many times where it came across Marner's stick and it just floated underneath it tonight. I don't know if there's something going on with his upper body or he's just scared or his head was not in it or I don't know. Marner just seemed a little off the last few games.
Yeah, it could be. But
okay, I threw up the score again, which I'll pop back in and out every once in a while.
Pearlo, I did bet the tie when Florida was up with about 6 minutes left in the Leaf game.
Nice.
I threw on the live bet on the tie for Toronto to tie.
Right.
Yeah, buddy.
What
boys were all just fucking cheering each other and everything right before I got home. And then, yeah, as soon as overtime hit, man, we were all like, "Okay, see you next year. I'll know where to fucking put my jersey, but I'll find it. I'll find it in the spring. I'll find it in the fall. I'll find it in the fall." I'm not gonna wear this thing honestly till like October. I don't know where this is gonna go, but it's gonna find a place somewhere in my house, man, and whatever. When I'm done painting my sports bar and getting it set up downstairs, I'll probably hang it up somewhere. But this will be the last time I wear it till the fall. And I'm not
Oh.
a summertime hockey jersey guy, so
Well, it's too nice.
yeah.
Too nice in Ontario, I'm assuming. You
Yeah.
spend all that winter out there, and you're like, I want to. Yeah, I don't wear too many jerseys. You didn't see before. I had a sleeveless Pat McAfee hoodie on. That's it's sleeveless. You buy it that way.
McAfee's a beauty, huh?
I went out. Oh, dude, he's so good. I'll tell you what. I love people that make me feel good about myself or just positive
sure.
all the time.
Yeah.
And that's Pat. I can listen to his show, and he always puts me in a good mood. And every once in a while, they go around stupid shithole or whatever, and I'm like, I'm too old for this. I'll just move on, and I'll go watch something else. But usually by then, Nick Kiprios' show is coming on. Nick, I gotta watch Nick and Kipper and Bourne, and I'm gonna really. I know they're sad. You're gonna be so sad that the Leafs lost, and that's the thing, man. I'm a Leaf fan too, man. I want to see you guys win because I know how much it means to the fan base, and I can say this as a Caps fan. I went through it.
Yeah.
47 years we didn't win a cup or whatever.
Dude, and you guys won it eventually when Ovechkin decided to play defense and the boys started to buy into it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of things for sure.
Well, they bought
right?
into a system and they were well coached.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was that they were well coached and they bought into a system.
And Holtby caught fire.
Huh?
And Holtby caught fire.
Yeah, they had the depth. They've always had the team, though. I think from 2014, they've had a team that could win the cup. But it's just
they kept losing to the Rangers, didn't they?
That they did lose to the Rangers in the conference finals, was subsequently my wife's favorite team. So that was always fun when our teams were playing in the playoffs. But I'll just say this. My wife's a Cubs fan. I watched her go through it. I made her watch games. I was like, you have to watch. You have to watch your Cubs win. They're going to win. And I was so happy that Cleveland tied it just to put her through a little bit more pain. Because it's just like, you know what? You'll enjoy it so much more. I went through it as a Giants fan. We didn't win forever, and we beat the Patriots in a couple really good Super Bowls and stuff. And a Cavs fan, I went through it too. So, but I really want to see.
No, Vegas scored again. Jesus.
4-2. Oh shit!
Crazy, dude.
5-on-5 is a fucking problem.
No, it is.
Oh, oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. I'm telling you, Matthew Tkachuk, Hart Trophy winner. His team's going to be in the conference finals. McDavid's going to be at home watching his heated driveway. Which he doesn't need this time of year. I'm sure there it's gorgeous. Today was the first day, guys. If you don't know, I live on a lake here in Anchorage. And I got to go out and paddleboard twice today. I was so stoked. It's one of my favorite things to do. And so I was super happy. I invited a special guest. I'm hoping he comes. Diehard Leafs fan. I know he ended his stream. Jack Campbell coming in. Here he comes to say, I'll tell you right now, though, a 2-goal lead with Edmonton does not. Oh, Rico, you trying to get in here twice? What's going on? Or are you switching over to phone? Hold on. Rico, I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Sorry about that, dude. I lost my pointer. Yeah, I got you. Did you switch to a phone or?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got my phone on, so I'm just in the kitchen here, so I'm gonna throw the game on my laptop.
Yeah. You can be on your phone, dude. This program uses a phone. The thing with Pearlo is his phone dies. But on your phone, you can set the background up too. So if you want to have the background, you can do that too. So don't.
Okay,
don't,
but it's
you can. So I invited a couple guests. Let's see if we can get some other people on. And then we can also throw it to the chat, and we can invite chat people on.
But we remember.
I want to hear from Leafs fans, man, if they're fucking pissed. I actually thought the Leafs played a great game and probably deserved to win. So it's so hard when you lose those games, man.
Dude, the Leafs shouldn't have been down 3-0 in this series. That's where they fucking stuck themselves. They shouldn't have put themselves in this.
True. That's true. You can put it that way. You can put it that way.
It felt
Pearlo,
like in years past, the Leafs are always in must-win games. The Leafs felt like they're always in must-win games, and it felt like this year against Tampa, they weren't putting in those positions because they managed to scrape out those wins, which they were lucky to do. But this series, they couldn't do it.
Pearlo, did you freeze on us? Are you there? Pearlo.
Yep. No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just.
Yo, you just didn't move. You just didn't move for like. I kept thinking I didn't want to cut you off. So I guess Vegas not doing so bad, but I'll tell you right now, a 2-goal lead against Edmonton would scare me. I would not. If Vegas needs to keep playing in Edmonton's end, they need to keep putting pressure on that, especially on that bottom set. Well, honestly, the best way to beat, you can do that too if you want, Rico. If you want to go to the non-camera for a minute, you're always welcome.
Good.
That's what's a great thing about this program, man. And that's why I was laughing. You guys talked a couple hours after I was off. If I get booted and I couldn't get back on, I didn't think to click the link, but I was like, dude, I had to eat dinner and stuff. So
yeah,
you guys got to talk the whole time, no issues at all, right?
That's why you asked that. I'm going in and out. That's why. Yeah, I did.
Isn't that great though?
Yeah.
We have 8 people in the chat, dude. This is awesome. Hopefully we get some people to come on and chat. So I gotta edit the brain. I gotta edit this, right? Because we got a score in the change in the score here. It is.
I can't believe Vegas is taking it to Edmonton now. And now
I 100% thought this was what was going to happen because when Edmonton was on fire, they couldn't catch LA or they couldn't catch, and they got lucky. They caught LA. Honestly, LA dropped a couple games they should have dropped, but Edmonton should have been the 3 seed, not the 2. And they never caught Vegas. Vegas dealt with as much adversity as any team in the NHL, in my opinion, this year. They had so much adversity. So they did. They had a ton of it. So I just thought their team, they went through like 5 laners out for the year before the year started. They get Logan Thompson. He has a great year. He gets injured. Bruce Bois comes back from hip surgery. He plays well. He gets hurt. Now Aiden Hill's in net for them. They get Jonathan Quick as a backup. Like I know Vegas got hate on because they started trading, but their owner wants to win. And I think they were going to play the long game. But I think they got such good players from good teams, and they had a team of second liners, just like the Seattle Kraken. But Kraken haven't traded and made any moves like them. They're going to stick with the guys they have, and I think they're going to be okay. And this year they got the goaltending, so I disagree with Pearlo. I think they're going to compete for a cup quicker than most. It just really depends on how Shane Wright develops, and then they got to add. I mean, this year if Burakovsky and McCann aren't hurt in the playoffs, that's a huge deal. Burakovsky's been on 2 cup teams. And but he's a good secondary scorer, and he scores in the playoffs. Like he was huge in that Capitals 2018. So
I don't see them as cup contenders. I like Beniers. I think he's going to be a good.
Not this year, Pearlo. Not this year.
80 to 90-point guy. Shane Wright, I don't know. They haven't really built a lot of depth in their overall.
Pearlo, would you rather have the future of the Seattle Kraken or the Vancouver Canucks right now?
Oh, I would rather be Vancouver, actually. Yeah, for sure. They're only 2 defensemen away from being contenders. That's it. They're 2 defensemen away from being contenders. Their defense is so.
I'm going to be able to go to work tomorrow after losing this fucking game.
You got to work Saturday?
Yeah, I got to work in the morning.
What time you got to work?
I'm going to be up for a meeting at 8:30.
Hey, by the way, your phone, much better camera. Your camera's awesome, dude. Your phone camera is brilliant, dude.
Sweet.
Do you want to? Hey, Rico, we can call it a night. Why don't we call it a night after this second period? We don't have to stay hanging out because this is going to be almost a 2-hour stream.
Yeah,
but I'm really glad to have you on to talk about.
Honestly, up to you. I don't know if I can fucking go to sleep right now. I might be.
If you want to hang out and bullshit, I will hang out and bullshit.
We'll hang out too, buddy. No, I'm good.
How long did we hang out and bullshit?
I'm going to be counting fucking leaf sheeps in my dreams tonight.
How long were we? Did we bullshit last time?
You
I
guys
think
did like
like
4 hours. He
Dude, I
DM'd me
messaged
when
you
you
like
guys
3
got
in
it.
the
We're
morning,
still on.
dude. I'm like, we just finished chatting hockey. I messaged him Pearlo when we were done talking. I messaged him. I'm like, me and
Yeah,
Pearlo
you
just
guys were
finished
like
chatting.
4 hours. I was like, oh, dude, yeah, I had to.
If Rico and I were just like, if there was nothing else to do in life, we
You
would
can
probably
totally do that too. I
That's
don't
all we
care.
would do. That's
You guys
all we
can
would do.
stay out and
We totally
Yeah,
did.
oh
Vegas
damn,
just
is
got
that
a
goal hurt?
penalty. Vegas just got a penalty. It looks like it was 4 minutes.
Pearlo, throw it on the Oilers to win the game.
Yeah? What's that paying?
I don't know. My phone's on. I usually bet through my phone. Now I'm looking through
They're
it.
reviewing the penalty though. They're reviewing
I don't
it.
know. Maybe an Oilers draw.
Might be his own
Maybe
stick.
Oh
Fire
no,
and-
there. No. That's a penalty. All right. I don't know if it's a 5 minute.
I haven't. You
Yeah.
got to remember, you're behind. You're
That's
ahead.
5 minutes. That's 5 minutes. You're done. Bye bye. See you later.
Oh,
That's
shit.
5 for sure. No doubt about it. That's 5. No
I haven't
doubt
seen it.
about
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Okay, they're
for sure
showing me
5.
right now. Okay, that's not. They're not showing me. They're showing me.
Honestly, I was refreshing Twitter earlier or Ticketmaster earlier, and I was thinking about going to that Leaf game tonight. But I'm like, I don't want to be down there in the elimination game when I got to work in the morning, and it'd just be bad news. That's why I went to game 1. I was like, okay, either whatever happens, game 1, I'm gonna be okay going home. But if I went down,
They
to
did
that
boot
Leaf
him.
game-
They booted McCullough.
Oh yeah, for
Sorry.
sure. There's no doubt about it. No,
I'm just
but-
getting it on the Twitter. 5-minute misconduct from Elliot Friedman and boarding.
So now Edmonton's got 5 minutes on the power play.
Yeah.
Pearlo, take Edmonton to win the game, or take the draw.
Maybe draw or whatever. Yeah. I
Well, there's
forgot
only
it was-
23 seconds left in this period.
Yeah, but still, they're starting next period. If the Oilers come out with a power play, which are dangerous,
I didn't even see a replay. TNT did not run a replay of the penalty.
Pearlo, I'm
No,
taking the in-game draw here.
Okay. I can't bet right now. They got it taken suspended.
Why?
Small unit though. Just a small unit, just something to play with. I think if Edmonton comes out with a power play to start third,
Over 2.5 third period, or both teams to score third period, probably would be a really good bet right now.
So
Yeah,
in the
don't-
NBA, the Heat won their series. And
don't
the
do the
Lakers,
both teams not to score.
That was great.
That was a great bet.
Plus 135. That was freaking beautiful. That was
That was
an awesome bet.
Edmonton 2 for 2 for the power play tonight, and they got 5 minutes. The one thing I'll say is, though, it may be a little bit beneficial to Vegas to have the period break, because then they're going to get their guys rest. I know the ice is cleaner and it's easier to make passes and stuff too, but I always thought that having a power play at the beginning of a period is kind of rough. Well, we'll see. All right, so when do you guys want to meet back up? When do we want to do? We no longer have Hope or Rope. When do you want to next come on and talk about bets, or want to do like
you done? Why you done for the night here?
I can hang out with you guys if you want.
I'll hang out.
He needs that in the stream, though. The stream.
If you leave us, me and Pearlo are just gonna talk till fucking 1 a.m.
No, actually, no.
So we might as well just keep it online, huh?
I'm gonna have to shut her down for a bit too, probably a little earlier tonight. But yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah, man, that's good.
Well, we can hardly see you anyway, Pearlo, because your camera and your lighting is so bad. But that's
fading away. I know.
You got a black shirt on and you got no light on in there, dude. You got no. Yours is looking good, Rico. You look good, man. Like your phone is a better camera. So if you can make it work where your phone doesn't die, use your phone, man. It's who cares. Yeah, your phone is a better camera, and then you can watch whatever on your laptop, bro. That's the way to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna take Pearlo down for
a little better. Well, I need to get an actual camera. Is what I need to do.
Yeah.
They keep on suspending it before I can put in a bet. Third period. Come on.
What do you guys have to use? And so, okay, now you guys get to bet the same thing. So, Frank Saravelli's crew, he does a lot of stuff in Canada, even though he's based out of Philly.
Oh, Saravelli's great.
Oilers name. Do you ever watch Daily Faceoff?
I've heard of it. I never watched
Yeah,
it though.
Saravelli's great. Yeah.
He's on
Yeah,
YouTube at noon for free. It's a half-hour show every day, noon Eastern your time, 8 o'clock my time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 30-minute show. It's usually Frank. And Kipper's calling that hit. Dumb shit hit. Colasar up 4-2 late in the second, 200 feet from your goalie. Really late, dumb hit.
Oilers ML plus 333.
What the fuck is he doing? I didn't even see the penalty. I have yet to see that.
The draw is plus 310.
Yeah, I would take that.
Plus
They're going to
310.
score 2 goals easily, I think.
Yeah, it's worth it. I'll throw a little bit on there.
We lost Rico.
Yeah.
So you're talking about taking plus 310 for
To get a draw, yeah.
to get a draw, to get it to 4-4.
Plus 333 for Oilers money line.
What's Oilers money line?
It means that they win the game one way or
Okay.
another. Yeah. If you go Oilers,
I
in
would take
regulation,
both. You put 100 on both, that's 600
Yeah.
bucks.
That's probably a good idea. Put 100
Yeah.
on both. But then there's a really good chance that Edmonton doesn't come back here. I think that's kind of a. But if you're just putting a little bit for fun, it's probably not a bad play.
Yeah, if you bet $10, that's 60
Yeah.
bucks.
He just brought a good idea. Put Oilers money line is 333 and the draw is 310. So put a little bit on both.
So who's going to win the cup this year if you were to pick a cup winner right now?
I think Dallas might be.
Somebody hold a gun to your head and say, pick a cup winner or you're gone.
Dallas or Carolina.
Yeah.
I like those two teams.
Dallas, yeah.
Pearlo doesn't want to betray his Edmonton Oilers.
I know. I'd hate to betray Edmonton too, but I got a feature on Dallas too. I think Dallas is a cup winner for me. They've been to it too many times in the last few years. They played hard. I think in the bubble they made it all the way.
I just saw the hit. Ekholm is way down. His head's down by the boards when he makes the hit. I don't think it was dirty.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a misconduct.
Look at where he went right.
It's because Ekholm is down so far. I don't think he needed to hit. If he hip checks him there, there's probably no problem.
You can't make that play, man. You can't. Not in this.
We got somebody in the chat that said Matthews to Arizona confirmed.
New arena confirmed.
I would not be surprised.
Matthews to Arizona confirmed.
I would not be surprised if Florida beats Carolina. That's going to be one hell.
Okay.
That's going to be one.
I don't know how this is a penalty. I don't know how this is a. This totally. He hits him from the side.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
hit
they
him
go
right
into
the back
the
of the
boards.
head.
But they go into the. That's because he's down, Pearlo. His head is down at the board level, below the glass. That's how far down Ekholm is. This is just a fluke fucking play, dude. This is not a fucking major.
No,
that's a shitty ass call.
You can't slam somebody's head into the boards. They don't know.
Pearlo, he's down. There's no way Colasar's already committed to the hit. What is he supposed to do there, bro? There's no way. That's a terrible fucking call. I'll tell you right now, if that was Tom Wilson in the corner there that Colasar hit, there's no penalty.
Yeah, no, it is. It's still a penalty. I don't care what.
No penalty. They don't call it.
He knows he's down. It's not like he was
fucking mind.
It's not like he came. He was already at him. He knew where his head was. There's no doubt about it.
There's no way. Go watch that in real time. He could not have changed his position any better. He even gets him in the midsection.
No,
that's a quick play.
You drove his head
Rico,
into
you
the
agree
board.
with me, Pearlo? You are smoking some shit on this one, bro.
There's no
that
doubt
is
about
a
it.
fucking awful call. I
It's
want
a
to hear what the
5-minute
fucking
major.
Twitterverse is saying about that
It's
one.
a 5-minute major. No doubt about it.
No, fuck no.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely.
You
No
know,
doubt.
No.
you know what they were
No.
you know what they were saying tonight in the Florida Leaf game too is Sam Bennett, when he came on you on a hard forecheck, sometimes he'd lay it into you and lay his body into you like that guy just did to Ekholm, and sometimes he would just go there and grab the puck instead. And there's players that'll do that. They'll go into
Yeah.
the corner and you'll think as a defenseman that the guy's gonna finish his check, but other
But he
times
doesn't.
he just goes in there and he grabs the puck instead.
Just
Which
lays
is
So
on.
super
at that
smart.
point, Ekholm might have thought that he was just going in there to grab the puck, and he left himself a little vulnerable there. Yeah, that's a tough play, but I don't think it's suspendable.
I don't think it's
Well, it's not
suspendable. But it
suspendable.
is
He's definitely not getting suspended because that was a terrible fucking. I'm seeing a lot
But
of
it's not
crying
5
about
minutes
the hit.
either. It's not 5 minutes either.
I think it is.
I think it's a 2-minute boarding penalty. And if
Yeah.
Ekholm is way low, that's the only problem here. If Ekholm isn't down below the boards, that's the
your
problem.
your
Watch
head's
it in
there
real time. Here.
when
I
your
got
head
it right
should
here.
be there. Your head was
got it
there
right
and
here.
not there.
I got it right here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. We can watch. This is such a. Here. I got this. Well, let me pull up my Twitter here.
Let me go get
And
my
I'll
coffee.
show you. It is not. It is so fast. He's so low. Here, I'll do Sportsnet's tweet of this. Yeah, here we go. Can I make this bigger? Okay. Okay, here we go.
Soon as he starts moving, you want to push across. But if you're a little late, if you put too much weight on your right side, it delays your split of a second, and that's why he's able to get around the pad. And give Stone some credit.
Sorry about that.
I was just trying to watch the boys on TNT breaking it down.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I did the wrong video here. Here, I'll get this as big as I can.
I thought I was watching an episode of Yellowstone there for a minute.
Okay, this is good. Okay.
Kolasar delivered that hit as
See how low he is? He's so low there. I'm not
But-
saying it's not boarding. It's probably a boarding call, but he is so low there.
I'll show it to you. He knew he was low. He knew he was low. That's what I'm saying.
Pearlo, he's going in full corner. I don't see.
He knew
man.
he
I
was
don't see
low.
how you
There's
fucking
no
do
doubt
that.
about it. He put his arm into his head, thinking he's going to get away with it, and he didn't.
Well, I don't think he's getting.
That's what
I
happened.
don't think he's getting suspended for it because
No,
he got a
but
game
5 minutes
misconduct
is
for a
5
pretty
minutes.
soft fucking call.
I don't agree.
It's not a 5 in a game misconduct. I've actually seen dirtier shit this year not get called.
But
Yeah,
I don't care what all
like
the
at
other
a Little
is.
John concert. He
I'm
was
a ref,
getting
that's
low,
fine, sure.
getting low.
He was way low. I mean, I'm saying Kolasar's hit was what you want to see there, but he comes at him at the side and then they go into the boards and it looks like it's a hit from behind. I just don't. And Ekholm's coming back. He's not hurt. He got banged up. If anything with the blood, you could call it a double minor, but I'm not a fan of it. I think it was too harsh of a penalty, but whatever. I mean, we had a goal tonight that wasn't counted as a goal, so
I think he could have avoided that.
That's all I'm gonna hear about tomorrow.
how could he have avoided that, dude? That's less than a split second. How if he jumped over him, it might have been worse for Kolasar. Did you
As
play
a player, yes, I did. As a player, you're not going to put your arm down towards somebody's head in that situation. It's
because
not the
he's
fact
down
that
by the fucking below the board. He's below the actual thing. His hands
No.
were at a normal spot, Pearlo. You need to go back and watch that real time, bro. You're being
I
way too
will.
fucking harsh about a fucking penalty that
We'll get.
should not be
we'll
a
get-
misconduct whatsoever.
We'll put it together on there. We'll put it together on there. We got to get it so we both can see it. As a player, I think it's 5.
You couldn't see the screen when I popped it up?
No, it did. It just went slow. Couldn't see anything. It was like
Yeah,
hesitating.
I mean, Google on your phone, because I'm telling you, you're being harsh on a penalty that's not a penalty as egregious as I think. So I just don't see it. I don't see it there, man. It didn't seem malicious. It didn't seem Biz 30 years from now telling about the scoring that goal across the line. Oh, that's good. He's like, yeah, Biz was pretty pissed. Biz is a Leafs fan, man. He was pretty pissed. I mean, we'll see. If Edmonton comes back and scores 2 goals, this is going to be a controversial call. There's going to be a lot of talk about this call. I don't see it being a major at all. A double minor maybe because of blood, but I'm not saying it's not boarding, but I'm telling you, like, there is nothing Colasar could have done differently there. Nothing.
I'm not.
There was like 2.5 seconds left in the play. That play took less than a second. They're both going full bore into the corner. The puck gets dumped around there. Colasar's going after the corner. He takes the body. And because Ekholm is like 3 foot tall in the thing, because he's way down for whatever reason to play the puck, because of his body and his momentum was taking him that way. I mean, I'm not blaming Ekholm for putting himself in a bad position there, but it's not like, I don't think Colasar could change that fucking play whatsoever.
It's not showing on YouTube yet. Where are you watching it?
Well, I saw it on Twitter. Just go to Twitter's Sportsnet, and I'm just telling you, like, not a penalty that deserved being kicked out of the game. So Rico, let me run this scenario by you. The Leafs fire Brendan Shanahan, which I think they should do, Kyle Dubas, and Sheldon Keefe. Who would you like to see come in? You want new blood, or do you want people that have coached before and GM and president before? To me, they brought in good guys like Brian Burke and stuff, and they just gave up on it.
Well, and they brought in fucking Mark Hunter too, Lou Lamoriello, Mike Babcock. They brought in those guys. I don't know. The fucking inmates are running the asylum right now. I think you bring in.
Explain this to the U.S. Explain this to the U.S. things, because the Maple Leafs, they always kind of remind me of the Green Bay Packers. They don't really have an owner, right? They're run by a corporation, right? MLSE and Larry Tannenbaum. I know Tannenbaum's part of the ownership group. Really, there's not like a face to the ownership group. Like, they're just this corporation, right?
I think Shanahan's a good hockey guy, but I think the Dubas and Keefe regime has to go. If you're firing the coach, you're firing the GM too. Both of them have to go. Not just Keefe. Dubas isn't just going to hire his own guy again. It's not going to happen, because the coach you got to bring in has more experience in hockey than the GM Dubas. You know, either you're going to bring in a Joel Quenneville, all shit aside, Chicago, whatever, or you're going to bring in somebody. You're not going to get Barry Trotz, because he doesn't want to coach anymore.
Well, no, hold on. Barry Trotz, hold on. Rico, you might have missed. Barry Trotz is taking over the general manager position of the Nashville Predators.
Exactly. He doesn't want to go back on a bench anymore.
So he has a job. 2, I don't disagree with having a coach with maybe a little bit more experience than the general manager, but didn't Keefe, I mean, it's like Keefe was part of Dubas's rise with the Marlies and stuff, right? So he coached there, and so they kind of came up together. So I don't think it was a shock that Keefe came in, but I don't know that you can put any of the play of the players on the ice on the general manager or the coach.
No, but you can install a system in there. But look at Rod Brindamore. Is there a better player on the Carolina Hurricanes right now than Rod Brindamore was in his prime?
No.
Okay. Did Rod Brindamore not put a system on that fucking team where they lost 3 of their top goal scorers and put a system on that team where everybody's buying in?
No, I totally agree.
I take a
but I
move
will
from
say this.
Rod
I
Brindamore
think
in
the
Toronto.
Leafs have,
Somebody that can inspire these guys, man.
but if
Because
the
they're
Leafs
not playing inspired hockey right now.
real quick, Rico, if
Keith ain't the guy.
if you had the Carolina Hurricanes D-core as the Leafs with your forward core, you're breaking records and winning the cup every year.
If Brindamore was in Toronto, Toronto would have a cup by now.
Yeah, if you had Slavin, Burns, Pesci.
If you just switch coaches, if you put
Well,
Brindamore in Toronto,
look at
they would have
people
a
thought
cup.
New Jersey was gonna. A lot of people picked New Jersey over Carolina.
I thought they were
Carolina
too.
Carolina got rid of Dougie Hamilton, and he went to New Jersey.
Well, he was a UFA. They just weren't going to keep him. Carolina
Well,
doesn't.
but still, they didn't re-sign him. They brought
They
in
have
Brett
a line
Bates.
of second liners, just like Seattle. This is why I laugh. Pearlo thinks that Seattle can't win, but Carolina's probably going to win the cup.
But you brought in somebody like Kotkaniemi and paid him $7 million a year, and you stole them away from Montreal and you got Aho. Like, there's no guys there that are better than the top guys on the Maple Leafs, or are they? Or are there any guys better on Carolina that are better than
I think if Svechnikov is healthy, you could make an argument that you might want him.
Matthews, Nylander, or Marner.
I think you could make the case he's better than
the Leafs need a fucking system, Beard. The Leafs need a fucking system. They need a system coach.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm with Pearlo too, man. I think if Brindamore was the coach of the Leafs, they probably would have won a cup. But I will tell you, I don't know that Brindamore would take that job. Just saying. I don't think he wants it. I think he likes his anonymity and Carolina.
He's not leaving Carolina, but I'm just saying.
No, but the Leafs need a coach that brings the milkshake in the yard. Damn right, we're better than yards.
Yeah.
To quote a rap song from somebody I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now.
No,
the Leafs fucking lost, and I'm lucky I'm alive right now.
So, but Rico, if you fire the coach, I think why not just fire the general manager and the president of hockey ops? And people say Shanahan knows how to win be on a winning team. Yeah, as a player, but how the fuck does he know what it is to be on the thing? Oh, we're in the
Dude, there's so much money in Toronto. People would pay Tavares' paycheck with all the money sitting in the crowd in Toronto. If everybody fucking came together with all the suits and eating sushi and everything and said, let's pay Tavares' paycheck for the rest of his tenure, they would probably write that fucking check just to see him get the fuck out of town right now.
Right, but the buyout has to count against the cap.
I know.
And you also have to find a team that has $11 million that can take.
Well, they need Captain Morgan there right now because somebody's got to be drinking some sort of rum to fucking flip him over the boat and fucking drown him.
Yeah. Pearlo's on the edge of his seat here. I'm watching the power play here. 4-2 Vegas, 18:48. They clear it. I got 3 minutes left on the power play. Is it still 4-2 Pearlo? What you got? You're ahead of me a little bit.
Pearlo, you on the draw or what?
I see Ekholm's out there, so apparently he's not hurt.
Put a little on the draw.
Again, not misconduct worthy. Probably would have been okay with the double minor because he got cut.
We're gonna agree to disagree. I looked at it. No way.
Yeah.
There's 5
not a
minutes
fucking misconduct whatsoever.
I don't agree.
You're fucking high as a kite, bro. There's no way.
I don't agree at all. And
who's your favorite team?
If this was not Edmonton, you wouldn't give a fuck, bro. You would think this is a bad call.
Couldn't give a shit.
No,
I couldn't give a shit.
Bro.
Honestly,
you're fucking way too invested emotionally.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't give a shit about Winnipeg, and I'll tell you what. I thought Scheifele got raped for what he did. What that Scheifele thing incident that did not.
Talking about last year in the playoffs.
Yeah. I thought Scheifele got worked over on that. Evans comes around.
That was more dirty than this hit.
No. I'll tell you what, because the difference in this, the difference here.
Scheifele couldn't have stopped either.
He didn't go for the hit. He was doing what you're supposed to do. The guy comes around it doesn't even look
He
coming
did
around the
go for
net.
hit,
Are you
Pearlo.
freaking
You need to go
kidding
back
me?
and watch that.
He
He
overhit him.
leveled the guy.
He overhit him, but he still should have hit him. He just shouldn't hit him that hard. That's all.
He went for the hit, though. You can't
Yeah.
tell me he didn't go for the
He
fucking
overhit
hit.
him. That's what you can say. But to say that he shouldn't have hit him, that's stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. Of course he
There's
should.
no way he could have stopped.
Yeah,
He
well,
couldn't have stopped. I don't think he could have done it.
he could have slowed down more than he did. He could have definitely slowed down more than he did. It was excessive. I would give it that for sure.
Excessive.
McDavid Potts one, nice.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Big shock.
We're
They
gonna
just
get
got 10-minute power play for fucking maybe a double minor.
You on that tie, Pearlo?
yeah, I am. Tie and money line. I got a little bit on both.
Yeah, because it was like if you'd have bet $100, it was like 6 something. On
Edmonton's
each bet.
coming back.
Yeah. They're coming back, dude.
I'll tell you right now, they're coming back. I called it. 25 seconds left in a second.
We're gonna go to overtime.
And that's a good sprinkle.
Yeah. Makes up for I need Edmonton to score one more for my biggest bet, actually.
Rick Allen has been with us for a while here, and he's really on this. We're starting to look like European hockey. There's room for ads on the helmets too. Still see some blank areas on the helmets. We need fully covered helmets, in my opinion.
You're gonna see
also
more
the
of it.
goalpost. There's little room to embed logos on the goalpost too.
Wait. You know what you gotta wait till? You gotta
need
wait
ads
till
on the goalpost.
You gotta wait till the mattress companies start putting in the money on the ice sheets to put their names all over it, because you know why mattresses are so
Make
white on
the ice sheet look
those-
like a
those void
mattress.
warranties as soon as they get them stained.
What if they make the ice sheet look like a mattress, so it looks like they're skating on a like a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and everywhere they skate, it leaves lines in the mattress just temporarily, but they,
Dude,
it's part of the effect.
there's a reason why companies make mattresses white. There's a reason why they do it, because if they see one stain on it, they'll void the warranty. That's why they sell you the mattress covers, all the shit. So I could see a mattress company owning the ice rink and all of a sudden making it all white.
I'm guessing. And by the way, Pearlo, another fucking thing. Ekholm is fine. He's out there playing. So another reason that shouldn't have been a fucking double.
Every time somebody scoots on you, so put it
soft ass motherfucker. What a fucking
you know
joke.
where the players are going all game.
What a joke, dude. Why was that a fucking major?
It was.
No, it was not.
You watch that over and over again. There's no reason why he needs to put his arms up like that in that situation right at his head. You just can't.
Least penalized team in the league getting called for shit they don't get called for. But they only allowed one goal in a 5-minute Edmonton power play. That's probably a win.
I agreed with you up until this point, Number. I was not saying that you were wrong before, but I'm saying you're wrong now in this incident.
Dude, the NHL wants Vegas to win this series, though, don't they?
No, I do not think that is the case.
Well, no, you think they'll promote Vegas?
No, McDavid
more than Vegas?
I think Vegas is a big draw in the States. I think a lot of people go down there to see the games, but I'll tell you
agree.
Their fans sell that arena out. It's not easy to get tickets to.
I would agree with that.
People think their fan base is light. There's a few Oilers fans there. Yeah, okay. Well, shit, like I told Pearlo, you guys are fucking all over the goddamn U.S. I know more Canadians that live in the U.S. than live in Canada. I know a lot of Canadians, but I'm just saying a lot of you guys come down here and there's used to be not a lot of restrictions. So I can just tell you it's easier for you to come here and get a job than it is virtually impossible for me to go to Canada and work. So
probably, yeah, because our population's so small.
Yeah.
We've
but
only
you
got
can come to the
32
States
million.
tomorrow and get a job.
We're the second largest country in the world, and we've only got 32 million people. I mean, it's ridiculous how little population we have here. It's very small. 32 million.
You're in Alaska, you just walk across the Bering Strait and go fight for Russia.
The U.S. has 380 million people. We have 32 million.
we have like 388 million or something.
Yeah, 380 million people, and you're half the size of us. So
land-wise.
Land-wise, yeah.
If you don't count Alaska.
Even if you do, it's no.
Alaska's
right.
a fifth the size of the United States. It's massive.
That's true. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, if you don't count Alaska, you're right. But most of Alaska is uninhabitable.
And it's not uninhabitable.
And quite a bit here too. There's a lot of area here where there's
basically everything above Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta is not livable.
No, that's not true. But
Yellowknife's livable. You can golf up there, but they give you a patch of grass to carry with you to head off of.
There's a lot of areas up there that's not livable though. It's like swamp land, like you couldn't.
Yeah, Muskeg. You have the same kind of thing we have in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
We have a lot of mountains and stuff. We have areas too, and yeah, I mean, there's less than 1 million people in Alaska. So I mean, if you want to talk about spread out like Canada, we definitely are. I mean, you guys are your biggest populated cities are closest to the borders. Montreal and Toronto are very close to
Toronto
and Calgary.
Calgary's not far. Vancouver is like a 40-minute boat ride from Seattle, which is like
Toronto's 7.5 million, I think, or 8.
Yeah, Toronto's big. 8 million sounds correct for Toronto.
Yeah, Montreal is about 5, I think.
Yeah, Montreal. I've always wanted to go there. That's one of the older cities.
I love Montreal.
I've been to Edmonton, but I was too young to remember it. And I've been to Calgary a bunch, and I've been to Regina.
Oh, yeah.
I have not been to Vancouver, British Columbia, but I have when I was a kid, but I was too young to remember.
I was really kind of disappointed with Vancouver, actually. I found it to be not what I thought it was going to be. But BC in general is nice, but Vancouver, I thought it was going to be way nicer than that. Have you ever been to Vancouver, Rico?
No. I went as far as Saskatoon for a hockey tournament. As far
That's
west
it. That's it. You've only been as far as Saskatoon, huh?
Yeah.
You got to get out west, bro. Alberta.
I went to PEI. I stayed in Charlottetown. I golfed the Green Gables.
Isn't that east? That's like way east, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's east of you.
But PEI is beautiful, though, man. Oh,
that's Doug McLean land, dude. I would love to go to PEI.
Yeah.
PEI, there's not very many people in PEI, is there, Rico?
No. We stayed in Summerside. We ate lobster.
That's where McLean lives, I think.
Yeah.
Doug McLean. You guys remember Doug McLean? Coach and GM. Shout out Doug McLean and his wife Jill. I think she does real estate in PEI. See, dude, that's why I would love to go to Canada. One, because there's so many good hockey fans like you guys. Even if we disagree on shit, I still love you guys. And there's so much fun shit to do in Canada. You know,
Montreal's a great city. When we went
to get there.
We went to Mexico in February. Then our flight got delayed. We flew over Toronto. We landed in Montreal. They put us up for the weekend there, gave us free hotels, and they just told us Aeromexico said, show us your receipts. And like we showed them our Ubers, our dinners and everything. We went out to a comedy club downtown and we just figured shit out to do with a bunch of people from our flight. And we had a blast. That was in just a couple months ago in February. But Montreal, like, awesome. Way better than hanging out downtown Toronto.
Dude, how about this, dude? That's awesome that they hooked you up like that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, it was sick, man. We met a bunch of people from our plane, and we all ended up hanging out with each other, and then we made the weekend out of it. We had a free weekend in Montreal.
Dude, that's awesome. We gotta do.
Montreal's a great city. If you got nothing to do and you just have a couple days to do something, and you can pick one city in Canada, Montreal.
That's what I keep hearing. Yeah.
Montreal is anything you want to do anytime. 24 hours. It's everything. Toronto's kind of like that too, but
Montreal more multicultural in Toronto, so there's always something to do as far as events and theater and stuff.
But Montreal is more like, I don't know how to explain it.
Laid back, just like fucking do whatever you want everywhere. You could walk down the streets of Montreal with a beer in your hand more than you can in Toronto. Just like type thing where nobody gives a shit about anything as long as you're not being a dick.
Yeah,
Ice
pretty
taking
much.
on Fogle.
Pretty much, yeah. That's true. Montreal's like that. They're very unjudgmental. They don't judge. They're very unjudgmental people, right? They,
Oh,
they
for
don't,
sure.
They don't judge you at all for whatever. Like as long as you're not hurting
Oui,
anyone.
je parle français aussi, so ça t'aide. I
You
speak
speak
French.
good French. You speak good
Oh, yeah,
French.
buddy. I'm fully bilingual.
Nice.
are
That's
you? I didn't know
awesome,
that.
bro.
Yeah,
Rico,
my mom
man,
was a
maybe I need to go to Montreal and we need to meet up and just
bloody.
drink.
My mom was our grade school principal, man. I used to get sent to her office from grade 5 to grade 7.
Well, there you go. You got a 4-minute power play for Vegas now.
Well, it
There we
makes up
go.
that horseshit fucking double. I don't have a problem with that being a penalty. Let me say this again.
I didn't see it.
Polestar thing can be a penalty, but it's not his fault that Ekholm's got his eyes at board level.
Yeah, I
would have been okay with that being a double minor boarding call because he got bloody because his eyes.
Nah.
This doesn't seem double minor to me, but whatever.
5-minute major, man. This I don't know what this is.
It's a double minor.
I know, but I didn't see what happened.
He was stick handling in the ozone, and when he switched his stick over, he popped him in the face. It was clear as day. They had to call it.
Oh yeah, it's a double minor.
But it's one of those calls where it probably
They
doesn't
drew
get
blood.
called back in the day.
They drew blood. That's why.
You know what's hey boys, you know what's gonna be interesting is me growing up a couple hours outside Thunder Bay. Who I'm gonna cheer for now that the Leafs are out and my team's out. Now I start cheering for players. And now in the Eastern Conference, the Thunder Bay boys, one of the younger brothers, Jordan Stahl, played with my cousin in Thunder Bay when Jonathan Toews was in Winnipeg. He used to play tournaments in Thunder Bay too, and Jonathan Toews used to come from Winnipeg, and he'd be the top player on that team. And my cousin was playing with Jordan Stahl in Thunder Bay. And now I see Jordan Stahl's playing with Eric Stahl, or Mark Stahl's playing with Eric Stahl, and then you got Jordan Stahl with Carolina. You got a little bit of Stahl connection, so that's going to be for me to watch in the Eastern Conference.
Well, you can just be happy for both.
For sure, man. And no, that's what I'm going to be watching from here on in. If you're asking me who I'm going to be cheering for, I'm going to be cheering for the players, not, Mark Stahl hasn't won a cup. Eric's won one in Carolina. Jordan.
Pittsburgh. He was on that Pittsburgh team.
If I'm cheering for players, I'm cheering for Vegas and Florida.
Mark Stahl, I wouldn't mind seeing win a cup.
Stone and Kachuk are my two favorite players in the world.
Yeah,
I love Stone. I love Kachuk. Both of the Kachucks, but Matthew's my favorite. I love all those kind of guys. Stone is a beast, man. Like that guy is intense.
Defensive wingers that play as I've never seen a winger play as good at defensive hockey as Mark Stone. I watched him rip the puck off.
Mark Stone?
Matthew Kachuk is close.
No, I mean, but Matthew Kachuk hasn't played the league as long as Mark Stone yet.
Yeah, I know, but he's pretty close.
Stone just has that fucking helmet where it sits on top of his head, and he's just a grinder, and he loves it. And he's like, he's a guy that plugs up the middle of the ice too. Like Mark Stone's a warrior too.
Oh, now they got.
Oh, did Edmonton take another penalty?
Edmonton got another penalty. They canceled the. It's 4-on-4. I don't know what happened. But
okay. How did Eichel get called for a penalty? Oh, he backhanded him.
If I was an American right now, I'd be cheering for Pavelski to get a cup.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind seeing Pavelski.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind that either.
This is a non-call here.
How do you not like Pavelski? I mean, for sure. He's amazing. 38 years old, guys, potting.
What the fuck? That's a non-call. First of all, Desharnais was holding him. He was holding him. Why don't you call holding on him? You should be a 4-on-3 for Vegas. What a fucking joke.
I still haven't seen the play.
He's mugging him in the corner and he backhands him because he's being mugged.
Good.
They always get you for the second one, they say, but they don't always get you for the second one.
You know, the refs at the Leaf Florida game were the same refs with stripes as the Vegas Edmonton game last game. I noticed that tonight. They're the exact same refs.
This totally benefits Edmonton 4-on-4. and you take the best player offensively off the ice for Vegas. What a shit call. And Desharnais should have been called for holding there. Big time.
I
He
still
was
haven't
on
even
his
seen
back.
it yet. I still haven't even seen it yet.
Well,
They
it's
haven't
a
showed
minute
it
in.
on
I'm
my
a minute in. It's got to be close to being over by the time you're ahead of me. So, what a fucking terrible call. Like, it's just another example of them fucking just sucking up to Edmonton. What a terrible ass fucking call. They kick out one of Vegas's defenders for the rest of the game. So they have 5 for the entire third period. Again, don't agree. Shouldn't have been a misconduct. Would have been okay with the double minor at worst. Then they're on a double minor that they earned, that Vegas earned, and they give it back to Edmonton by a fucking terrible ass call. At the very least, that should have been coincidental minors on both players. What Desharnais did to Eichel was a penalty. I don't agree that they are calling it this way. And I don't want to talk about the officials. Fucking stupid. I want to just watch good hockey. At least the game is relatively close.
Yeah, sure.
Pearlo's not saying anything here. He's like,
No,
I want the Oilers to win.
He didn't see the penalty, I don't think.
I haven't even seen
It's
the
so
penalty.
funny how TNT and Sportsnet have such a different.
I haven't even
view.
seen the penalty yet. I don't even know what the penalty is.
Oh, Sportsnet won't show it. They're pro Oilers. You got to watch who you watch.
No, they won't show it because they won't show bad calls. They're
I think that might be a league-wide policy on all the things. I think Pearlo is probably right on this one.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a bad call. I didn't see it.
Oh,
still haven't shown it. Still haven't
we
shown
got
it.
John Forsland, Shane Hindy, and Jody Shelley for the TNT broadcast.
Oh yeah, Shane Knighty. He's
Sorry, Beard. Who's your favorite team? Who's your ride or die team in the NHL?
Caps, but I don't really care.
Okay.
Washington Capitals. Yeah.
So since Washington was out, who did you want to win the cup once the playoffs?
I mean, I picked Boston to win the cup, but I would have
did I.
liked to see Boston probably win the cup because Jeremy Swayman's from Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay.
I would have got to see the cup. But and then because Orloff and Hathaway got traded there, those guys will always be Caps to me. I always root for the former Caps, Chandler Stevenson. Oh, damn. That was outside of the post for Willie Karlsson there, I think. Yeah, we'll see. This is a big game. I think if Vegas holds on to win this game, it's huge. You the 4-on-4's got to be over for you, Pearlo. I still got about 20 seconds left.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Vegas is on a power play now for 37 seconds.
Yeah, it killed that double minor that they earned, which is funny. Fucking stupid. So yeah, anyway. You said 37 seconds. They almost had a minute.
20 seconds left now.
Yeah, I mean, Eichel, you got to have some restraint. I think the Vegas guys just got to take those penalties and just like let them hack and cheat on you and then don't retaliate. Eventually, they're going to call it. Oh, damn. Marsh's show almost scored there, huh?
That's exactly what Carolina will do. Carolina will do that if Edmonton had to play Carolina.
You think we get a rematch of the 06 Cup, Edmonton, Carolina?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying that if it was to be that, Carolina is like killer in the playoffs at not taking penalties. Like they'll just get up and walk away. They won't care.
I'm just curious to see this next series. If it's Edmonton or Vegas, it's going to be so different. It's going to change the whole playoffs. Because if it's Edmonton, I just wonder how they match up against Dallas. Because I think if Vegas plays Dallas, I don't know, man. Like that's a toss up to me. I like a lot of.
I think Edmonton beats Dallas. Dallas is overrated defensively. They have a great goaltender, but they're actually not that great of a defensive team. I'll play the over every single game if it's Dallas Edmonton. I'll play over for sure.
You might see Dallas and Florida make the final because those are the two hottest goaltenders right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, and I mean, Ottinger has been really good when he's on. The problem is when he's been off, he's not been good at all. And so I think that's probably. But I don't know, Pearlo. I don't know that I agree with you. I think Dallas has more forward depth than Edmonton right now.
Yeah, I would agree with you that.
I like their defenseman over Edmonton's. You're going to tell me there's a better defenseman on Edmonton than Heiskanen? No,
there's not.
There's not. Florida just took down Boston and they took down Toronto. Florida just took down both of those, and both of them are cup favorites, man. I think
I don't know how Toronto was a cup favorite
Florida in the final. I'd say Dallas Florida final right now. If you told me to put a gun to my head and pick the two cup finalists right now, I'd say.
The only reason I will disagree with you, Rico, and I wouldn't mind seeing Florida make the final. I think it'd be awesome, and I will hope they win. I had them as a finalist last year. I had them losing to Colorado, but I had them as a finalist. I wouldn't mind seeing Florida make it, but the way Carolina plays.
I know. Trust me, I know, but I'm not doubting Florida though. I can't anymore. Now that they beat the Leafs, I can't bet against Florida anymore. Now that I've seen them,
it would be an incredible clash of systems, and I don't know. My head tells me that Florida will wear down and Carolina will eventually take it, because you can't play an offensive game and have your forwards have to play defense that much. Over time, it's going to wear you down. That's why.
But that's Carolina too, though, Pearlo.
Yeah, but no. They don't need their forwards. Don't have to play for their defense.
Carolina beat the Islanders. They beat New Jersey.
In Florida,
beat Boston. They beat Toronto.
In Florida, the forwards have to play for their defense. They're going to wear down.
I'll just say this, Rico.
In Carolina, they don't, though.
In response to what you said about who they beat, I actually think you could make the argument that Carolina's actually had a tougher path. I actually think that
Islanders got the better goalie.
Well, the Islanders had a better
goalie. Islanders are ass.
Who's got a better goalie, Florida or Carolina?
Oh, Florida.
Florida right now.
Okay, who would you pick? Brandon Montour over? There's obviously a little more depth.
There's no. Florida's defense has nothing on Carolina's defense.
They have.
Who's the fucking
Slavin, Pesci, Burns,
This Sam Bennett guy is a fucking pest.
Yeah, he was in Calgary too. He was the same.
He's a fucking pest, and he's a problem. He's a problem for Florida. He's a real problem for other teams because he's the one we were talking about. Going in and either hitting Riley or taking a puck from him, and he wasn't sure what he was doing.
That's the thing, is that Florida has the players that are going to go to war more than Carolina does.
I put my money on Florida to beat Carolina. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do beat them. But
I don't know that it would be shocking. I think we keep. I heard they might get Svechnikov back, but like he might be on the way back.
And they'll take his head off again.
I need Edmonton to score one more goal. That's what I need right now. I don't even care if it's 5-4.
What do you got? 5:30 left? 5:30?
Yeah, I get team total over 3.5 is my best.
No, I mean 5:30 left in the game, like 5 minutes.
5:21. 5:20.
5:21. So I'm about 5:45. Okay, still nothing. Okay, ooh, that was
McDavid took that breakaway away. Do you see that?
Yeah.
McDavid's taking over this game. The Oilers are going to score.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
They have a hard time playing against guys that clog up the neutral zone.
Well, 5-on-5. They have a hard time when they're not giving them man advantage. They have a hard time. What you're telling me is they have a hard time playing the game of hockey.
5-on-5. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
no, that's
The
not
fucking
true.
game of hockey, the way it was supposed to be played, they can't do it because they are a one-line fucking hockey team with like exceptional ability.
Yeah, I don't disagree that they're not as good 5-on-5 as Vegas, but guess what? Everybody, well,
Nobody that wins the cup's going to be a perfect team either,
we
though.
agreed the same with the Rangers, right? Rangers are shit 5-on-5 team. They weren't. That's the reason why they didn't beat me.
I didn't think they were good on the power play either.
Yeah, but they're terrible 5-on-5. Edmonton's not terrible 5-on-5 though. Not like the Rangers. The Rangers are diabolically bad 5-on-5.
I think Edmonton is still a very thin team. And I'll tell you why I think they're a thin team.
It's true.
Because they are paying two players $20 million. And that is hard to do
Yeah,
in the
but
NHL today. I'm not saying these guys aren't worth it. They're worth it. If we
Vegas,
didn't have the salary cap,
Vegas is paying a shitload to a lot of players too. He's paying $10 million to Eichel, $8 million to
yeah,
Peter
but they
Angel.
didn't give him that contract, even Pearlo. That's a Buffalo Sabres contract.
They still took it.
And honestly, Pearlo, the $10 million mark, they've had teams that win the cup with a guy with
Stone makes $9 or $10 million.
Actually, I don't think there's been one team to win the cup whose player has made 9 digits.
Weird. It's the same thing, bro. Like, it's like fucking Horvat and Barzal. Like, Barzal didn't do much in the playoffs, and Horvat was a ghost.
Barzal was injured, though. He came back for the playoffs.
But what do you think the Islanders are going to be, too? Once you start paying top players, especially if you bring one from another team like the Lisa did with Horvat.
I agree with
Horvat.
Rico, I'm not saying like don't pay your top guys, but what I'm saying is if Toronto, like if they'd have paid those top guys $2 million less, if you pay Matthews and Marner $2 million less on those longer term bridge deals, like if they say, hey guys, just take 5 year,
I think it would have been fine.
Million.
They would have been fine if they didn't go outside the organization and pay Tavares. I think if you pay your homegrown guys and they want to stay there, that's different. If you bring a guy from another organization that wasn't a Leaf guy in a training camp, going up the ranks and everything and earning his spot.
And then you make him the captain, which I think was a misstep. I would have made Matthews the captain.
Dude, I'm going to hear about it all day tomorrow. I'm going to hear about it all day on Toronto radio.
Rico, do you work with like a bunch of Habs fans or something, man?
No.
You seem really depressed. Is Toronto going to burn down tomorrow, man? Is it going to be bad in Toronto? Is everybody going to be like fucking moping around?
Run fucking Tavares out of town tomorrow. That's what they're going to do.
They're gonna what?
The guy that can't trade.
Toronto's gonna run Tavares out of town tomorrow, and they're gonna be like,
"Can't trade him. It's untradeable."
I know, but you can't protect this guy anymore. So you got to blow him up where he doesn't even want to fucking hear the noise because it's gonna be so loud around Toronto, hearing that he shouldn't fucking be there anymore, that he's gonna basically sign his own ticket out of there.
That back check from McDavid should have been a slash because he slashed the stick. But Edmonton would have got that call, but he didn't lift it and take the puck, but it was still a good defensive play.
Renegotiate his own contract. Just tell him, listen, man.
They can't do that either, though. The players, it's not like the NFL where they allow them to redo deals. Because if they allowed him to redo deals, I think a lot of teams would have.
He's going to hear it. He's going to hear it on the ice for the next 3 years if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I just thought.
Like that.
So here's how I look at it, Rico. I listen to a lot of the games and as well as watching them, but I just listen to the broadcast, and sometimes I'll throw on the radio broadcast and listen to the radio broadcast because when you hear a name called a lot, you can tell when a player's making an impact. And I just don't hear John Tavares' name called ever, except for on Facebook.
So why would he want to play there then?
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's not making an impact in the game. Like,
exactly. So if you were doing Tavares making that money, do you want to step on the Leafs ice and get booed every fucking night for the next 3 years?
I mean, I don't know that that's going to happen to him. I think he gets
a pass. It's going to.
I don't know, man.
Because everybody loves Nylander, Marner, and Matthews more than
I think Nylander is kind of persona non grata there, isn't he? I get a lot of impression that Leafs fans don't like Nylander.
He needs the right person to play with.
I think he was great this playoffs. I was
For
impressed
sure.
with
He just needs to be surrounded.
him.
Nylander
And Morgan
was-
Riley were both really good. I was impressed.
Nylander was the better one out of all of them, that's for sure.
Okay, is this game back on? You got
Yeah, 2 minutes left.
okay, because it's
I
not
need
back
one
on
goal
for me.
by
They're just showing
Edmonton.
McDavid highlights right now.
I don't think I'm
He's
getting
running
this
around
goal.
because he's very fast. When McDavid blows out his knee and loses his speed, will he still be a great player?
Be a good player, but not a great player, no.
Because it's okay. Campbell's in the net, right? So it's empty net. What do you got left there, Pearlo? I got empty net 140.
Minute 17.
Still empty net.
Yeah.
Edmonton in the ozone. You got Edmonton in the ozone.
Seriously,
Okay.
doesn't look like
I'll just call. I got 129. I got Edmonton in the ozone. Draisaitl throws it to the middle, back out, try to get it across the middle, broken up by Vegas. Draisaitl behind the net. Draisaitl throws it to Kane. Kane throws it up the boards to Ekholm. Ekholm throws it back down low. It's picked off by Vegas. Vegas throws it up, but Bouchard intercepts. Bouchard dumps it down to McDavid. McDavid in the corner. McDavid throws it up. It gets broken up. I've got less than a minute left to go in the game. Pearlo, you're probably a little bit ahead of me. Oh, they called icing. Okay. Yeah,
Timeout.
Icing with a minute to go. Where are you at with the timeout at 1 minute?
Yeah.
Should he stay or should he go?
I think they got to keep him, man. I think you can't trade a generational player like him.
So Jack Eichel's making 10. Stone's making 9.5.
Yeah. No, but I don't. I think if you go back and look at the last 27 Cup champions before the salary cap. Go back and look up to the salary cap and beyond. Don't look before salary cap.
I'd say you trade Marner.
There's not one player that's made 10 million plus.
Well, I mean, how long back are you going to go? You're not going to be making.
I say all the way back. No, actually, if you look at those Redwood, Sergei Fedorov made more money in his career than Alexander Ovechkin did. Yeah, he did because there was no salary cap. And
plus, you went to Columbus and you made like $8 million a year. Remember when Fedorov went to Columbus?
You just answered your own question then, because Datsuk obviously was making that and he won cups.
Yeah, but he wasn't making over 10 million a year.
Well, still, I mean, for his time.
I said, Pearlo, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, of course, they're not going to be making $10 million a year back then.
There were guys who were making over 10 million in the 90s, bro.
Jeremy Roenick, Chris Chelios, all those guys are making rake.
But not Detroit. You're talking Datsuk. Yeah, maybe with.
I never said Datsuk. You brought up Datsuk. I said Sergei Fedorov.
Oh, Fedorov made that much money. I thought Datsuk was.
Teams went further in the playoffs than any Leafs in 19 years. That's significant and something to build on. Murray has been cleared to play and should be good to go opening night. Be Leaf. Okay, well, P. Quagmire. Good luck with that fucking.
I'd look at cap percentage. I don't know who had what was the cap.
Yeah,
percentage?
go back. There's not been a single time. Is the game over? What do you got? 3-4-3 Vegas win? You didn't react.
10 million now is not the same cap percentage as.
What do you got for a score there, bro? Is the game over?
No, it's not over. It's 11 seconds left. I'm not going to get my team total over. Shit.
Okay, I have 12 seconds. Okay, yeah.
11.1 seconds.
Okay.
And I have
that
them.
still means it's not over.
1 sec.
Well, Rico, how do you leave? There's this is the time you need to be here.
4.2 seconds left.
Okay, so there was a shot face off. Oh my God, dude. What the Vegas won that face off and still lost the puck. Yes, Matthews proved his leadership mettle in these playoffs. No, I mean, LP Quagmire, don't get me wrong. Like, we're talking back. I just would have gave him the captaincy a while back and put that responsibility on him. I think he would have done with it, and I think he wanted it. I think now, obviously, you can't. But I do think Matthews was injured in the playoffs, so I'll just say, like, he was injured. Oh, Carlson won it. And
Yeah.
they
Tell you who's winning the cup, boys.
That was all. Hey. So I got this one, and I wanted a Robertson because, but this is the one I could get. This is the reverse retro. Look at the star. They put the dits. So Vegas wins.
Yeah, we're going 7.
Dallas is winning the cup, fellas.
7, Pearlo. It's over in 6. It's over in 6, baby. Golden Knights.
I'm not
Knights.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm cheering for Edmonton to win the cup because I want McDavid to win a cup. If I could pick anything, bets aside, jerseys aside, anything aside, but my money's on Dallas.
I want Edmonton to lose the next game and do not want them to go. Fuck Edmonton. They got 18 first-round picks, like fucking 18 years in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that the Arizona Coyotes, which everybody calls a trash organization, has never even had a second overall pick? They've never even had a second overall pick, let alone a first. And Edmonton had like 5 in a row.
No,
there was never anything in the bag for that team.
The Coyotes should have won a cup with Jeremy Roenick.
They never won a cup with Jeremy Roenick.
They should have.
Roenick never won a cup. Oh, you're talking about when they came back when they had Kachuk, Roenick, Newman,
Yeah.
Hobby Boulin. Yeah.
No, for sure. That's when they should have won a cup. Arizona was good back then.
You know who should have a cup? The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Fuck.
Hey, do you have is that a Heiskanen jersey? Oh, that's Jamie Benn. Oh, I love it. So are you a Dallas Stars fan too then?
No, buddy, I won this at a hockey tournament. It's a real official NHL one.
Oh, I love it. Rico,
Thanks,
I love it. I got one for you, Pearlo. I want to see if you like this one. Let's see if you like this one. What do you think of this one? I know you're not a Vancouver guy.
Oh, is that a Bure? Is that a Bure? Oh, it's a Bure. The skate.
Booyah, baby. Oh, that guy was so good. And by the way, can we all agree that this is a underrated jersey?
That was all right.
Today, I got a Gordie Howe Whalers third jersey that has the W.
Oh, nice.
Sphere. And the Whalers Gordie Howe jersey says Gordie Howe on the back. It doesn't just say Howe. It's just Gordie Howe. Because I think his son
played with his brothers.
Yeah. No, I think his son played there, right?
That's what I meant.
All right, boys. We've been going for 3 hours.
Yeah,
here's a biz. Let's call it a night. Here's a biz.
There you go. Nice.
You like the biz, Kuchina? The Kuchina is a nice jersey, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You got a bis in that fucking jersey.
And then Pearlo, I think the greatest player to ever play the game right here.
O'Reilly.
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr, man.
All right. Oh, Orr.
O'Reilly.
I think Orr is too. I think Orr is too, actually.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this before.
Yeah.
So
the only player to be the best defensive.
Hey, also highly underrated jersey.
Oh yeah, the Buffalo. Yeah.
The Go Ahead. This is a Rasmus Dahlin. I wanted a Tage Thompson because he played up in Alaska, but hard to find. So, all right, boys. I think we had a good one. We could stay out and chat after the fact, but let's go ahead and end the stream.
I'm done. I gotta go.
All right, Pearlo.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I drank like 17 beers tonight. That's how like high and low and high and low and high and low I was watching this Leaf game. I left it all out on the ice tonight, boys.
And the Leafs love you for it, Rico. Good night, everybody.